What voice do we have for Maya again?
Maya.
Maya. What voice do we have for her again?
I was gonna. I was thinking maybe a Valley Girl voice.
What would a Valley Girl voice be?
Oh, it's that typical the American high school girl voice.
Uh, I may have been disconnected from television for quite a while, so I've maybe forgotten that one.
Okay, it's a sort of like. So, what happened?
So,
You
what
know.
happened?
Yeah.
Well, I think we've got a pretty good idea who did it. All I need now is a motive and proof. Wow, it's good going, Nick! Under initial trial system, tomorrow is the last day we have. Initial trial? What's that? It's a new court system they introduced 2 or 3 years ago. They had so many cases in the system they decided to speed the whole process up. So under, that system, they have to end the trial in 3 days? Yeah, pretty much. Well, we've no time to waste. Okay. I don't get it. Why would Mr. Hammer steal the Steel Samurai costume? What? You mean Mr. Hammer was wearing the costume? Yeah. But Mr. Hammer was the victim, Nick. Why would he go through the trouble of stealing it? That's what we have to find out. What happened with the director's testimony? He looks like such a perv? Well, it's pretty clear the producer and the director were both in the trailer. Huh? Which means that the killer must be one of them. Really? Why? Because the real scene of the crime was Studio 2, where the trailer is. What? Was Maya always this excitable? Do you ever notice anything that might help us? I can't see what's going on when Mia is here. So no, I haven't noticed anything. Right. Maybe we should, go talk to WP. Will Powers, right? Move. Oh. Ah, it kicked me out of the fucking party. Sorry, kicked me out again. Been a while since I've had one of them.
Yeah.
Mr. Wright, you did very well again today. Thank you. Oh, thanks. Could you not look like you're about to burst into tears? Now, Nick, you should, must have wowed them in there. And could you wipe that grin off your face? Hey, WP, only 1 day left. Kicking me out of fucking...
You've been kicked out.
Yeah, I know, I got kicked. I joined again. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Good. I just noticed. Let's make it count. Yes. Though there's not really anything I can either. Please, this is no laughing matter. Could you tell us more about Miss Vanquist? Oh, the producer? She's well respected in the industry. They say she's a genius. She's a genius. A genius? She's been at the Global Studios for 5 years now. Oh. Right or wrong, nobody dares tell her different these days. Why is that? Ever since she came on board, we've had nothing but hits. Global Studios was on its knees, but she picked it up and made it shine. And what? Nothing, forget it. I've only heard rumors anyhow. Can you tell us anything about Mr. Manella? Oh, he used to be a minor straight-to-video director. But something in his work caught Vanessa's eye. I think it was called Sonichu. She brought the Steel Samurai idea to him. Now everyone knows the name Salmonella. I hear he's pretty much her beck and call, though. Whenever she says dump, he says how high and all that. I can imagine him being a beck and call, though I can't imagine him jumping. I was wondering about Mr. Hammer. He was a big star back in the day, right? But then he just dropped off the face of the earth. Oh, yes, you're right. In fact, he was my role model when I started in the business. And he just stopped taking on big roles. That's when he began appearing in little productions at Global. How could he do that? I was really looking forward to a sequel to Samurai Summer. He just gave up being a star 5 years ago. Actually, now that I think about it, that was right when Mrs. Valkos came to Global 5 years ago. Nicole, you don't have evidence. Shh. The old windbag sure is quiet today. You know, this place is really peaceful like this. Nick, I think her guard's down. Yeah, I bet we could even eat those donuts if we wanted. You eat, you die. Woo, she's alive. Oh, the studio love her. She always gets her way. She seems bitter. Do you not like the producer? Look, the studio people don't want me talking about her, so sorry. Sal, he's a soft, a pushover, does what producers tell him to. She treats him like dirt, but I think he likes it. The filthy bastard. Huh? Why would anyone like being treated like dirt? That doesn't make sense, does it, Nick? No, it doesn't, Fair. About Mr. Hammer. I heard about what you said today, cheeky whippersnapper. Poor old Hammer, you drag his star from the sky and stamp on it! Calling him a criminal, a thief. I won't forget this. I guess they're not filming today either. I'd wanted to go see them filming just one time. This trial will be over and done tomorrow. You can come see them film tomorrow later. I guess. This is where you found that bottle of sleeping pills. I wonder if there's any other clues. Yeah! Ah! No, no, no! No touching! Eek! Oh, sorry, pal. Didn't mean to frighten you. Didn't mean. I almost had a heart attack. I guess I can be a little dramatic at times. Dramatic indeed. Anyway. Anyway, I'm here to examine the ladder. You are? Oh yeah, I've done the ladder. Wait, are you looking for sleeping pills? Yeah, pal. Traces thereof. So you're looking for traces of sleeping pills? How? Gotta take the plate back. But I have capabilities making. A sciencey guy gave us some testing solution. This reacts to these sleeping pills. If there are traces, it'll change color. Wow, neat. Well, Detective Gumshoe, what are you waiting for? Now, everything in due time, pal. Well, the tasting solution plate changed colour, alright. So the food on his plate had been laced with sleeping pills. Looks like it.
Whenever you play a Phoenix Wright game, you must always examine the ladder.
Yeah, you told me that last time.
Yeah, because there's a reoccurring gag.
Tell me the truth. It's a real mess. Some people think we should pursue the case we already have against Powers, and some people think we should switch suspects. What do you think, Detective Gumshoe? Well, pal, I hate to admit it, but I'm not sure I buy the case against Mr. Powers anymore. I kind of feel bad for Mr. Edgeworth, though. How is Mr. Edgeworth? Mr. Edgeworth is out of control. He was in the waiting room. He was in the waiting room and he crushed his paper cup with hot coffee in it. Whoa, talk about burns, pal. Wow, the fury of Edgeworth. Yeah, crushing paper cups. Cups? Bottles? Say, whatever happened to the empty bottle? Oh, the empty bottle of sleeping pills? Well, I got some good news for you about that. They found the victim Jack Hammer's prints on the bottle. So that means... yeah, looks like the one who put Powers to sleep was none other than the victim. So I was right. Oh, hello. What are you doing here? I'm just cleaning out the dressing room. I guess WP won't be using it anymore. What? Why? But WP's innocent. Yes, and I'm... Yes, I'm there. Huh? He stole us. What? Why would Mr. Hammer do something like that? Oh, I guess the rumour must be true then. The rumour? Yeah, Miss Vanquist's producer had some kind of hold on Hammer. She had some dirt on him. He'd do anything she said, apparently. Some dirt? What dirt? Dirt, you know, bad stuff. I know what dirt means. About 5 years ago, they were filming on a movie starring Mr. Hammer. They were using the new studio, Studio 2. Some sort of accident happened. After that, they never used Studio 2 again. They left the film set the way it was, too. What do you mean, The Last Steel Samurai? Well, whoever really did kill Mr. Hammer also signed the Steel Samurai's death warrant. No. I was hearing that Global Studios is going to change its programming. They're not going to make kids shows anymore. What? Why? I don't know. It's sad, but that's what Global Studios decided. Why aren't they going to make kids shows anymore? The studio bigwigs don't want the Steel Samurai around anymore. They want to forget this ever happened. They want it quiet. You understand? How can they just, like, do that? What about all the kids that love Steel Samurai? It's okay, I'm sure the kids will be fine. They'll find a new hero to follow. No, that can't be true. If that program ends, they'll be heartbroken for sure. Nick, say something. Yeah. Here, take a look at this. And this is... A fan collected all these photographs. These kids love the Steel Samurai. The show shouldn't be cancelled just so adults can save face. I would think you'd understand that better. Right, okay, but what can I do? Well, for starters, you can tell me something. What is it that Global Studios is so intent on hiding? Tell me about the accident 5 years ago. Well, I can tell you what I've heard. Apparently 5 years ago someone died and it was Hammer's fault. Someone died? It was an accident, of course. Anyway, the producer, Miss Vasquez, managed to hush it up. And that was the dirt she had on Hammer. And that's why Mr. Hammer would do anything Mrs. Vargas asked him to do? Hold on, Nicole, what are you doing? Ah, okay. Sorry, I've got Nicole, so I'm pulling double duty. Accident, right? Why didn't they just make it public? Well, you know, Mr. Hammer was a big star back then. They were afraid of what would happen if his career word got out. I see. You know who knows more about this? This old bag. She was there in the studios. Thanks. We'll try asking her if she'll talk. If you like the place so much, why don't you take over for me? The old windbag doesn't look so good. Everybody's doing their darndest to forget Hammer. Who do they think made Global Studios? Hammer! It's all to the Hammer! She's starting to froth at the mouth. Maybe we should keep a safe distance. I wanted to ask you about 5 years ago. Who did you hear this from? Nicholas. Nicholas? Nicholas, Penny Nicholas, the assistant? Oh, right. Anyways, we heard about the accident. It was during the filming with Jack Hammer. He killed a man, didn't he? Whippersnappers! Dragging up dirt on someone's past like that and the recently departed. I suppose you think this is fun. No, I'm just doing my job to protect Mr. Powers. And you're claiming that Hammer stole Powers' costume? You're starting to believe that rubbish? Or do you have some kind of proof? Proof that Hammer? I think I'm gonna have to find some proof. Hello, Maya. You should at least be polite. I'm watching the clouds. That's all she had to say, apparently. Shh. You didn't hear me. I'm watching the clouds. I'm not interested in talking to you. Oh dear. Oh dear. Go, Nicole. I might be able to use that. What does that prove? I'm sure I'm going to have some sleepless nights. Oh, it was the steak. I see. Poor Mr. Hammer. You did wrong, Hammer. Rest your soul. Miss Allbag? Okay, you win, I'll talk. I'm tired, see? I'm tired of holding it all in. Miss Allbag? You're right. 5 years ago, that was an accident. A fatal accident. What's worse, a paparazzi took a photo of it. That photo, well, it caused quite a stir. And guess who made it all better? Look at, she has ties to the mafia. She silenced that paparazzi. That was the beginning. After that, she became a force to be reckoned with here at the studio. I see. But you have to understand, poor old Mr. Hammer never meant to harm anyone. Miss Oldbag. Hold on a minute. Poor Miss Oldbag. Here, take this. A photograph. Wait a second. This is the picture. Is this the trailer in Studio 2? Hammer was supposed to fight with a bad guy on top of those stairs there. He pushed the other actor and the man fell onto the flower-bed fence. But how did you get this? It was a long time ago. I don't feel much like talking about it. I understand. Right, I'm gonna go fuck with that woman. Where? What? Where did you get that? Old bag. Old. She means the security lady. Right, anyway. You hid this incident from the press, didn't you? And used it to control Mr. Hammer. The wind, huh? It's gotten stronger, don't you think? The wind. Your conversation interests me. Let's talk about it more inside the trailer. Nick, she went inside the trailer. Okay, very well. What is it you're talking about? Why so eager to talk all of a sudden? You were using that accident. You were blackmailing Mr. Hammer so you could control him, weren't you? That's why he was doing a kids show for petty change. So I'm a blackmailer now. Well, that's what it is, isn't it? I mean, sure, it was an accident, but you used it to drag Mr. Hammer down from his rightful place as a star. Oh? I haven't pulled anyone down from anywhere. Mr. Hammer's career went sour on its own accord. You were the cause. You pressured him, and to think it was just an accident. Excuse me? What is this all about? You keep saying accident, accident. How are you so sure? What do you mean? Must I spell everything out to you? Think. What would it be if it weren't an accident? No way. You mean Mr. Hammer did it on purpose? That is what I mean. Where's your proof? Can you prove it? Just think. But the security lady said it was an accident. Oh, well, she was a big fan of Hammer's, see? She jumped on the reporter who brought the photo to the studio. She wrenched it out of his hand, she did. Gave him a few bruises, too. So that's why she had the photo. She's an old fool. Of course, all the photographer would need was the negatives, and he could have made a copy. But he didn't. The only copy of that photo is the one you hold. Give it to me now. What? Boys. The Mafia! Oh god, the miscreants! Who are they? Professionals. They're good at erasing various things. What do you think you'd like? Would you like to be erased? What? The trial ends tomorrow. How unfortunate. It's a shame you will have to miss it. Tell me why. Why do you want this photograph so badly? This is Mr. Hammer's dirt, no? Why should you care about it? I'm sure you have plenty of time to think about it where you're going. So long, friends. Boys, erase away. You! Hold it right there. I heard everything, pal. Divanquis, you're coming down the precinct with me now. Not bad. Very well. It appears this contest will be decided tomorrow then in court. I'll be looking forward to it. There's no smoking in the courtroom. Hey, you okay, pal? Sorry it's a little late with my entrance. I don't get many chances to practice that sort of thing. Detective Gumshoe, thank you. I was really scared. Huh? Don't mention it, pal. Just doing my job. Detective Gumshoe? Sorry, it's just I've wanted to say that line ever since I became a detective. Okay, I've got one more job to do today. I'm sure we'll run into each other again soon. Well, Nick, it looks like we're getting close to the bottom of this. And who's at the bottom? Well, that was a thing. Okay, now we go to the trial. Court is now in session, the trial of Will Powers. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Today will be the final day of this trial. I hope both prosecution and the defense will be able to present decisive evidence. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement.
In yesterday's session, the defense presented us with a new theory on this case. Yes, he claims that the scene of the crime was in fact Studio 2. Today I will call on people present at Studio 2 trailer that day. From their testimonies, the truth will become clear.
Very well. Edgeworth seems a bit on edge today.
The prosecution calls Mrs. Van Vanquist to the stand. Miss De Vanquist was the producer on present of the studio trailer that day. Will the witness state her name and occupation?
Devenquist. I am the producer of Global Studios.
On the day of the murder, you were in the trailer.
As everyone here knows, yes. I dislike needless banter. If you must pontificate, do it when I'm not here. Very well, Miss Lindquist. Please give the court your testimony. Nick, I know she did it. Nicole, hush. What do you want? What's wrong? I entered the trailer a little before noon. The meeting began at 12 sharp. There was a rehearsal afterwards. I went to Studio 1. I was fatigued, so I got Sal to take me. At 2:30 we took a 15-minute break. Sal and I ate T-bone steaks at the table in front of the trailer. We found Mr. Hammer's body later when we all went to Studio 1. That is all. Nicole, hush. I have a question about one part of your testimony. You were fatigued, so you had Sal take you. The van. There's a van in Studio 2. I had him take me in that. I thought it might be risky to walk with that monkey's head toppling over. Nicole! Sorry, Nicole's grabbing stuff she shouldn't be grabbing. I entered the trailer a little before noon. As I thought. You claim you ate a T-bone steak. But did I say you did not? What is that now? Look at this. It's a plate. This plate is on the table of the employee area. As you can see, a large bone has been left behind.
Mr. Wright, need I remind you it was a T-bone steak?
Exactly my point. Remember, if you will, Miss Van Quees and Miss Mandela ate at a table outside the trailer. There were no bones left on the plates. The plates were bare. Miss Van Quees, tell me, how can a person eat a T-bone steak and not leave the bone? I think I know how. You didn't eat a steak. You didn't eat the steak. You took your steak and threw it somewhere, like in the incinerator. I see. Then how was Miss... What was Miss Van doing during her break? Isn't it obvious, Your Honour? She was meeting with the Steel Samurai. Are you saying, yes, Your Honour? Liz was left the trailer to eat her steak. She ran into the Steel Samurai, and then you did it. You killed him with your own hands. Mr. Wright, isn't that a bit presumptuous?
What kind of stunt are you trying to pull, Wright?
Let him claim what he wants. You say I did it? Yes. Fascinating. And here I was worrying that today would be as boring as the rest. Very well, let us have a battle of wits, you and I. Any day. Good luck, Nick. Let's see. What was the murder weapon again? Oh yes, the silver samurai spear. Yes. I am, as you see, a woman of petite stature. How could I possibly use that? You couldn't, could you? I think you'd have great difficulty using it as a weapon. Pretty much anyone would. Ha, you see? Yes, however, that is no bearing on this case. Meaning the samurai spear was not the murder weapon. What? What is the meaning of this? The spear was found lying next to the victim's body. I have proof, Your Honor. You can prove the samurai spear was not the weapon. I present my proof, the so-called murder weapon. But that is the murder weapon. Not so fast. Remember that this spear was broke during the morning during the action scene. But someone fixed the spear. It was a security lady. She fixed it with duct tape. Now tell me, how is it possible for someone to stab a man who's wearing a thick costume with this through the chest? Order? Mr. Wright, what are you driving at? Think about what you're... Silence. I am the one testifying here, and I will be heard. Are you quite sane? Are you even aware of what you're saying? If the samurai spear was not the murder weapon, then pray tell what was. How was Hammer killed? Well, Mr. Wright... Can you tell me? I can tell you. I'd like to claim... Look at this photo. What is this? That's Jack Hammer standing on top of the stairs. Order, order! If I cannot have order, this trial will be suspended. Mr. Wright, what is this about? This photograph is from 5 years ago. This was a photo of that very accident. Not a word of this was leaked to the outside. It was close kept secret in the studios.
What does this have to do with the current case?
Mr. Edgeworth, you still can't see it. See that fallen man in this photo? See how the fence post pierced him through the chest?
What? Are you saying?
Yes. What happened 5 years ago? Has happened again. Mr. Wright, continue. It's 2:30 p.m. the day of the murder. Mrs. D. Van meets with Jack Hammer outside her Studio One trailer. Then she did it. She pushed Mr. Hammer off the stairs into the fence, just like Mr. Hammer had done himself 5 years ago. Though whether she did it on purpose or by accident, I cannot say.
In other words, the victim, Mr. Hammer, he died the same way he caused another man to die. 5 years ago?
Precisely. Ironic, isn't it? Ho, ho, ho. Very creative, Mr. Wright. I couldn't use a man like you in my script writing stuff. You deny what you say is true. I say is true. Mr. Wright, let's say for the sake of argument that Hammer died at the trailer, as you say. Yet the body was found at Studio One, was it not? And in the evil magistrate's costume, no less. Are you claiming that I carried the body to Studio One, then returned it to the trailer, all in the span of a 15-minute break? How could I have disposed of the body?
The break at the meeting in the trailer lasted 15 minutes from 2:30 to 2:45.
Could Jack Hammer have been pushed to the stairs to his death, then carried to Studio One and placed in his costume? There wasn't enough time. Indeed. Well, Mr. Wright, how could she have done it? She had another way. What if she had another way to carry the body other than her own hands? For instance, actually, for that matter, there was no need for her to do the deed in 15 minutes. And there was no need for you to carry the body. Interesting. Let's hear it. Mr. Wright, please show us how she carried the body. The van. Miss Franquist, you carried the body to Studio One. And you used the studio van to do it. Recall your testimony. There had to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio One. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. There was a van there, right? I had Sal drive me. You used the van to carry the body to Studio 1. Then, before anyone else was there, you put the body in the magistrate's costume. Hold on, Wright. Don't forget, it was salmonella. Are you suggesting that... Of course salmonella has to be a contributor. The body had to be placed in the van and in the costume. There's no way he's could have done it alone. Also, don't forget that they had to dispose of the steel samurai costume. They had to because it was covered in Mr. Hammer's blood. They probably burned it in that small incinerator. Well, Mr. Smith, shall I continue? No need. You're smarter than you look, Mr. Wright. I lose. You win. It was fun. I win. So what happens next? You don't have anything to say? What would you like me to say? Huh? I lost something like that? I just said that. Wait, so you mean... Denise? So it was you. You killed Jack Hammer. Well, say, who can say? Huh? Are you sure I did, Mr. Wright? We just engaged in a battle of wits, and the result of that battle, you proved the possibility that I murdered Mr. Hammer. Right, but that is only a possibility. Proof is another thing altogether. You lack decisive proof. What? What? Order. Mr. Edgeworth, your thoughts? Of course, it's as the witness says. Certainly, it does seem very likely she did it, but there's no proof. Edgeworth isn't sure. Well, I came here as a witness today. You have no more questions, I'll be leaving. What do I do now? Let's fight again. Yeah, no one to give up, Mr. Wright. Think about it. Even if I was to testify, what's the point? I can only say what I say. It's before the truth, Mr. Wright. I've already said it all. What would I say if I said it again? You'd like to ask the same questions, get the same answers? Waste of time. Damn. I was hoping to come up with a question while I was objecting, Your Honour. I didn't. Oh, very well. Objection. Your Honour, I request that the witness testify again. You are the prosecutor. Nicole, what's wrong? Let's check your nappy. No, you drive. Probably need feeding. Take it to your mom. Right, well, we'll see what happens. Sorry, I'm back.
Okay.
Pleasuring witness, I just want to hear your testimony again. Does this make any sense to you, Your Honour? Don't you see that we have anything to gain by repeating the last several minutes? Mr. Edgeworth, I too see very little point in making her repeat herself. What exactly do you want her to testify about? Well, yes, indeed. Verily, I say, go. I want to hear about what happened after they found the body. After? Very well. The witness will testify to the court concerning. Nick, why did Edgeworth... Who knows, he probably realised she did it too. But wasn't he the one who said he always gets a guilty verdict? Edgeworth. Yeah, this is odd. I was with Sal and Oldbag and the security lady when we found the body. I had the assistant was there too, only Powers was absent. I immediately called the police, then Powers showed up. The security lady Oldbag was quite agitated, pointing out Powers, saying he did it. I asked to be left out of the proceedings. I went back to the trailer to get my scripts and direction notes. Then I went home. I see. No issues raised. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination. Find the truth. The scripts and your direction notes? Yes, they're quite valuable. It wouldn't do to have them stolen. No, I guess not. Press harder. Wait a second. I thought you came to Studio 1 for rehearsal. Why didn't you bring your scripts and notes? Well, I was under the impression that we wouldn't be able to rehearse anything. Why? There was a murder after all. Who could think of rehearsing after that? Oh yeah, yes. Your Honour, I have an objection to the witness's last statement. Huh? Think, Miss Berquist said that she didn't bring the scripts because there wouldn't be a rehearsal. Don't you see what that means? She would have to know about the murder before going to Studio 1. Wait, why is he doing my work for me? Mr. Edgeworth, what you have just said is a reasonable observation. However, I find it hard to understand why the prosecution would make such a move. Are you thinking of a career change to defence? I appreciate the concern, Your Honour. I stand by my statement, however, regardless of how the court sees my role here. Now, Mr. Williams, do you have an explanation? I can't believe Edgeworth is helping me. So the prosecution is in cahoots with the defence. What kind of court is this? No matter. I think you misunderstood me. I had a perfectly good reason to believe there'd be no rehearsal. Very well. The witness will change her testimony. How did you know about the injury? How did I know? Sal, he told me. Sal, the director. Wait. Ah. There you go. You knew that Hammer was injured. Do you think that's a little funny? I mean, it was a Steel Samurai who was injured. That was Will Powers. What? Mr. Wright, explain yourself. Yes, Mr. Hammer was dragging his leg in this photo, but that's because he was pretending to be Mr. Powers. Pretending? One person was injured in the run-through that morning. That person was Mr. Powers, not Mr. Hammer. Now, why do you think it was Mr. Hammer who was injured? I already said it was Sal. That's right. I think not. Mr. Manella was in the run-through that morning. He would have known it was Mr. Powers who was injured. Why would he tell you the wrong person? Mrs. Requis? You saw Hammer limping. Actually, you didn't hear anything, Mr. Manella. You saw Mr. Hammer limping on your own. Yes, but wasn't it Mr. Powers who was injured? Yes, but remember, Mr. Hammer was dragging his leg too. He was pretending to be Mr. Powers. And when was he doing this? Well, it would have to have been after he put on the Steel Samurai costume and went to Studio 2, where he was murdered. Exactly. Mrs. Requis, you met him, didn't you? You saw the Steel Samurai limping. And Mr. Hammer was in that Steel Samurai suit. That's why you were confused. That's why you thought it was Hammer who had been injured that morning. Can you refute this claim? Yeah, let's see you sneak out of this one. Very well. I have a question for you. Ugh, why are the real killers always so insistent? Why in the world would I want Mr. Hammer dead? Yes, he'd fall on a hard time, but he was a star. I had nothing to gain. He would need a motive. Why would she have killed him, isn't it? Of course I can prove it. Okay, I have the proof and I'll show it to you. Present to the court the evidence. This is my proof. This is the photo from before. This photo reveals the motive of this murder. I'm right, aren't I? 5 years ago, Mr. Hammer was on the height of his fame with Mrs. DeVince's Phobe. A terrible accident was swept under the carpet. Ladies and gentlemen, the case currently up for trial. It began that day 5 years ago. Ironically enough, that accident perpetuated Mr. Hammer's fall. His fall from stardom. His guilt weighed him down, no doubt. However, you, Mr. Hammer, you made him work for you for petty change. Bringing us to the present day and Mr. Hammer's last role as the evil magistrate. Yes, undoubtedly it was a constant source of shame for the ex-star. One moment, Mr. Wright. Are we talking about motives here? You only talked about Mr. Hammer. It almost seems as if Mr. Hammer, who was killed by Mr. is not the other way round. What motive would Mr. have? Yes, that's right. According to what you say, I would have no good reason to kill Mr. Hammer. He was a good source of income, and I never get rid of useful men. It's a policy of mine. Mr. Wright. She had no motive. She had no motive, Your Honour. What's that? It was Mr. Hammer who was out for blood. All Miss Requis did was push him off the stairs in self-defense. What's that now? It's simple. Mr. Hammer was intending to kill... What? What? Your Honour? Jack Hammer drugged Mr. Powers with sleeping pills. Jack Hammer snuck into the dressing room and stole the Steel Samurai costume. Jack Hammer wore the costume to fool the security lady into thinking he was Powers. Then Jack Hammer made his way to the trailer. And for what purpose, you ask? To kill Mr. Grimm's, who had cruelly taken advantage of him for all those years. She snapped her smoking tool! So, you did it, didn't you? Yes, I am guilty. It was me. Someone call an ambulance. There's blood everywhere. We're too late. What? What happened here? Manuel fell from the trees. Manuel. Miss Requis, please try to remain calm. No. How could it? It was an accident. Mr. Hammer was doing an action scene and... No. Manuel, don't touch him. No. Please don't die. Please. Congratulations, Mr. Wright. I lose again. Mr. Edgeworth? Where's Mr. Pease?
In the waiting lobby, Your Honor, as calm and collected as ever.
I see. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor? It appears you have brought yet another miracle. I thank you, Your Honor.
I think not, Your Honor.
Will Powers was innocent. That he should be found is only natural, not a miracle. Yes, you're right. Very well, this court finds this defendant not guilty. Now you can go back to playing Batman. That is all. This court is adjourned. I don't know what to say. Thank you so much. I'm just glad you're okay. Yes, but it's sad. I know that Mr. Hammer saw my costume. It's bad enough that he wanted to kill her, but to think that he tried to frame me for the murder. It makes me sad. Tell me why, Mr. Wright. Huh? Tell me, why did Mr. Hammer want to blame me? Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe next time bring a bag of pacifier.
Okay.
Shut up!
Oh, come here. It's okay. Don't listen to that horrible person. Don't listen to that horrible lady. Here we go. See.
Lunch, Mrs. Here, what's that? You ponder that while I get your chair set up. Okay. One, two, three, up. And in.
Okay, now that one's done, so...
Is somebody upset?
Ooh.
Yeah, sorry we didn't get that guy who looks like Chris Chan back, but this next one,
But
I get the
this
feeling
next
you know more about this one than I do, don't you?
yeah, this is the one with Von Karma.
Do I need context?
Okay.
I mean, most characters in this are just, you know, completely insane to begin with. So, but go on.
Well, if you thought Edgeworth was bad, wait till you'll see Von Karma.
Why do you make him sound like he's some kind of old Dracula aristocrat guy?
Because he almost is.
Is that Edgeworth holding a gun? Hey Nick, do you know if there are any good waterfalls around here? Hey, at least that last one we didn't need so much of, you know, a spirit from the beyond to fix everything. Though Edgeworth pretty much helping us do the case was kind of weird. Waterfalls, dare I ask why? Duh, Nick, isn't it obvious? I need a waterfall to stand under, preferably a freezing one. Oh, is that part of your spirit medium training? Of course, except I've been slacking off lately. I need to brave the elements and be forged anew under the rushing spirit waters. Okay. I don't know about any falls per se, but Gord Lake is pretty close. Oh, darn. Sorry, but them's the breaks. Couldn't you just take a cold shower or something? Good idea. So much for rushing spring waters. A lot of unidentified animals on a Gord Lake. Locals are calling it Gordy. In a tip to the hat to the Nessie, the Loch Ness monster. How dare they bring giant haystacks into this?
Giant haystacks?
The wrestler. When he went to America, he pretty much changed. They changed his name to Loch Ness. Whether or not he was actually Scottish, I have no fucking idea.
No, he's not Scottish.
So why did they call him Loch Ness at all?
They probably thought he was Scottish because they couldn't like detect his accent.
Look, I get he was like probably about 600 plus pounds of pure fat, and that probably messed him up. Plus, he died of some degree of lung cancer, I think, or throat. I can't remember which cancer he died of, but that might have affected some of his speech. It's really hard to say. Boring. Can't they show any real news for a change? Nick, the water pressure's kind of low. You want more pressure? Why don't you go down to the fire department to have them spray you with a hose? Good idea, Nick. Apparently, Fayblood is in aid of detecting sarcasm. We interrupt this program to bring you a special news bulletin. Strange occurrences, Gord Lake, but this time it's a murder. Gord Lake again? The body of a man found in the lake earlier this morning. Suspect was apprehended, as sources in the police department revealed. The suspect's name is Miles... Oh god, it's Edgeworth!
You're going to help your competition, huh?
I don't know. This is the guy who's basically been sitting there across from me, pretty much trying to undermine me, though in the last case he actually did most of the work for me against his own client. Nick, yipes, Mayor. The fireman yelled at me when I called him. We've got bigger things to worry about than that. They arrested Edgeworth. What? You mean the prosecutor? Yeah, he's a suspect in a murder. What? When? Where? Whom? Why? How? I don't know. Let's go find out, Nick. What do you mean? Let's investigate. We should go talk to Edgeworth and check out the crime scene. Oh god, Edgeworth. You know, Nick, we've been in here one time or another. Guess it comes with the territory. I'm not sure it's something we should mention to too many people. Edgeworth's in prison. Hey, Edgeworth, come back.
What are you doing here?
Nick, I don't think he's in a very good mood. Well, he's in detention. Were you in a good mood when you were here?
So you've come to laugh at the fallen attorney? Then laugh. Laugh! Well, why aren't you laughing?
Nick, should we be laughing? Nah, it's a trick. Laugh, and he'll get mad or burst into tears. Edgeworth, we don't have much free time we can spend... We don't have so much free time we can spend it coming down here to laugh at you. Yes, you do. Actually, you're right. I hoped you wouldn't come here. I didn't want you to see me. Not like this. I didn't want to see you like this either, believe me. Edgeworth, tell me what happened.
Why should I? What are you going to do about it?
Duh. We're going to help you, that's what.
Help me? You? Don't be ridiculous.
Sorry?
You're a novice. You've only been in 3 trials. Hey, sure you got lucky in 1 or 3, but your luck's bound to run out someday. You need real skill, Wright. Experience.
He's insulting you, Nick. Why am I always the one who has to get angry? The murder took place on Gourd Lake.
Yes.
Late last night. The lake is a long way from your offices and the courthouse. Why were you even down there?
I see no need to tell you.
Mr. Edgeworth, you didn't really.
Gordy? I went to see Gordy.
Gordy? That I'll tell you later. Why won't Edgeworth talk to us? Your attorney's badge. Edgeworth, let me defend you.
Good one, Wright.
But I'm not that hard up. Not yet. What do you mean by that?
Me? Trust a wet behind the ears lawyer with only 3 trials under his belt and protagonist status?
What?
What? Simply put, they were afraid they'd lose. It occurred to me that it might be my fault that they lack confidence. After all, I did get every single one of their clients declared me pissed on their front gardens and slept with each one of their fiancées.
Help you.
I know that, but I don't want your help.
Why not?
Look, just go away and leave me alone to wallow in melodramatic despair.
Nick, Mr. Edgeworth did it. Maya, let's go investigate elsewhere.
But Nick...
This is where it happened. Yeah, Gourd Lake is in the middle of this park. I can see some police walking around. Questioning people, probably. Hey, isn't that Detective Gumshoe over there?
Well, pal, that's enough of us here. Anyone found anything?
Sorry, sir, nothing.
Idiot, the trial's tomorrow. We need clues on the double.
But, sir, there aren't any clues. That's why we arrested that attorney. It's clear, sir. He did it.
Shut up. Just you try saying that again. I'll make you sorry if you do. So just get out of my face, pal.
Yes, sir. Detective Gumshoe's kind of scary today. Recruits.
Ah, eek. Hey, you're that Harry guy. Harry Butts.
Right, Phoenix Wright. Will he ever learn my name?
Just what are you doing here, pal? Investigating?
Well, yeah, I suppose.
Well, I'm here to help. Ask me anything you want. Bring it.
He seems different. Mr. Edgeworth hasn't actually asked us to defend him yet.
Huh?
Oh, you don't say. Detective Gumshoe, do you know what happened?
Huh?
You don't know? No. Okay, well,
Head in the fluffy pink clouds, lawyer.
head in the...
Never mind, I'll tell you. It happened last night about 15 minutes after midnight. There was a boat on Gourd Lake. On the boat were 2 men. One of those men shot the other with a pistol.
And the shooter was Mr. Edgeworth. A cop who arrived on the scene arrested him. How did they get there so fast? Well, there was a witness. And when the reports came in, we raced to the lake. A witness? You don't think Mr. Edgeworth is a murderer, do you?
Absolutely not. It's impossible. I don't care if there's a witness either. I don't believe a lick of it.
Right, who cares what the witnesses say? I care. You really believe him, don't you, Detective? Of course I do, but the police are pretty sure he's the killer. No one's even really taking this investigation that seriously. Oh no! After all the help Edgeworth has been to us, hard to imagine that no one's standing up to take his side. Well, at least you are, Detective. At least you are. Is it true no one will take Mr. Edgeworth's case? Yeah, he's a bit of a celebrity. If you defended him and lost, your reputation is sure to suffer. What's more, the case against him is, well, it's pretty solid. I suppose it would be if they have a witness. Hey, pal, don't tell me you're going to turn your back on him too. Remember the Steel Samurai case? Mr. Edgeworth helped you get your client declared innocent. I know, I went to Edgeworth, I tried. He really doesn't want us to represent him. Especially not us, he said. What? Well, that doesn't make any sense, pal. You should have heard him talking about you after that trial. He kept saying, right, 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 all over again. Nick, I'm not sure that's a good sign. Neither am I. Why wouldn't he want your help? I don't get it. Maybe because we're constantly opposing each other, you idiots. Who is this witness? Sorry, that's confidential. Anyway, the witness saw everything, apparently. I'm sure they were trying to put the trial. Was there only that one witness? Yep, it was pretty cold on that last night. It was Christmas Eve, after all. Oh, sweet, he's in prison for Christmas! Oh, Edgeworth, what did you get for Christmas this year? Incarcerated. That's why we're out here today, checking things out. So far, we're coming up empty. Oh, it's Christmas today. I'd forgotten. What are you getting me for Christmas, Nick? Talk to Santa. Detective Gumshoe. Might find something? No, not yet, sir. But there's a call from the precinct. They want to hold an investigation briefing. A briefing? Right, I'm off. Sorry, pal. I guess you heard I gotta go. Any last things? You know, Nick, I think there's something to be said about talking to people when they're busy. Yeah. You don't have time to think about not giving you information. Right? Let's get to investigating. Wowzers, this is Gourd Lake? Yep, I'm not sure it warrants a wowzers, though. Probably not. But hey, look at that snack stand. Samurai dogs. I want a samurai dog, please. I bet they're great. With a name like Samurai Dog, how could they not? They're a little behind the times, though. The kids are all like the Pink Princess now. I mean, like, you know, nope. Huh? Someone left poppers. Take the poppers. Look, someone's camping. I don't know, they've got guts camping at the scene of a murder. Hey Nick, if they were camping here last night, they might know something. That's true. Good call, Mayor. Let's go talk to them. Looks like someone's examine the camera. There's a camera with a mic. It might take pictures when triggered by a noise. Wow, cool. Let's try it out. Hi, I'm Nick. Maybe I'm not saying it loud enough. Hey, I'm Nick. Huh? Nick! Will you stop that? Maybe it's broken. Don't kick it. Maybe it isn't set to respond to voices. What about these? The party poppers? Well, it responded. Yow! Hey, get your hands off of that! I guess it's obvious what voice we give this one.
Yeah, she's a southern woman.
Liz is going to tear my testicles off.
No.
Eek. What in Sam Hill? Look what you done now. There goes my whole roll of film. Ah, well, sorry's nice, but it don't pay my bills. You know how much a roll of that film costs? $2 and a hand job? I don't know how much film costs. It's all digital these days. I'll pay you back. What are y'all thinking sitting off a party popper in a place like this? Well, what? Don't try and play stupid with me just because you think I'm some country bumpkin. A country bumpkin with an afro? Yeah, fucking god, Japan. Yeah, I know what y'all thinks. Say those southern folks speak with that exaggerated drawl, they must be dumb. Well, let me tell you, just because I might be dumb, don't mean we all are. Nick, help. And who are you now, her chaperone? Yeah, kinda. Just figure out what y'all gonna say and take it safe for douches. Better sit for another one of Papa's draws and listen to you stutter all day. Oh boy, guess we should pay for the film. Watch it. Yes, ma'am. On second thought, I'll pay later. I'm really sorry. Huh? Ain't those badges supposed to be all shiny and impressive? You a cop or something? I'm a lawyer. What? Y'all ain't gonna try and pull one of those lawsuits on me over film, cause I'll have you know I'm a fighter and I wrestle meaner looking things than you. No, that's not at all. We're here investigating a murder that took place on the lake. A murder? Sounds cool. Why didn't y'all say that in the first place? Go ahead and ask me anything you like. Finally, some cooperation. You two, y'all can come out of hiding now. I won't bite hard. Come to think of it, where did Maya get to? Sorry, I was feeling a little overwhelmed. The culture gap and all. Never you mind, honey. I can talk Yank for you if it pleases you. Thanks. I think I'll be okay. Great then. I'm Lotta Hart. These are painful now. You can call me Lotta. I'm here photographing meteor showers for a research product. Mighty pleased to meet you. Ain't seen much television. It happened late in the night on Christmas Eve. That's so. Christmas Eve, man on the boat was shot. Did you see anything? Well, let me see. A boat, you say? I reckon I might have seen one. Not sure, though. Yeah, I gotta remember, I've been watching this lake here for a good 3 days now. I've seen enough boats to choke a mule. Kinda hard to remember which scene when. What do you do? Yeah, I get it about 3 days ago. What are you photographing? Didn't I tell you? Meteors. Yeah, meteor showers. Falling stars. That's quite a camera. You better know, German-made, genuine Stolgen. Isn't that where they make knives? So what's that device you got stuck to the camera? Device? Your camera went off all by itself when I fired a party popper. Oh, that. That might triggers the shutter whenever it detects certain sounds. That program's pick up loud noises. A programmable camera. Neat.
Set up to me.
Well, the thing, Lotta, yeah? Well, your camera, it triggers when it hears loud explosives. Yep. Actually, the victim, he was shot with a pistol. Right. Now, wouldn't a gunshot make a similar noise? I guess it would. Your camera didn't get a picture of the murderer, did it? Hey, y'all are pretty bright. Huh? I see what you're saying. Tell you what, I'll have a look at my film. It might have taken in a photo like last night. I checked him once, don't remember if there was anything on him. But what if I got someone that could be a witness to a genuine murder? I'll go check that film. Y'all come back now, you hear? She went inside her SUV. I guess we should come back later. Criminal Affairs. I guess Detective Gumshoe's still at the meeting. Hey! Thanks for coming down, pal. Detective Gumshoe. We just finished the meeting, for better or worse. I get the feeling we're in for some bad news. Do you know anything about the victim yet? No. No, still can't ID him. Has Mr. Edgeworth said anything? Not a word. The meeting. So how did the meeting go? I can't tell you, pal. You're a lawyer. True. You know, I don't know what to believe anymore. Sure, Mr. Edgeworth's human like you or me, still. I get the feeling if he'd done something wrong, he wouldn't go hiding about it. Why can't anyone else see that? So they think Mr. Edgeworth did it? Well, the trial starting tomorrow as scheduled. Don't go telling anyone else, pal. Yes, sir. And do me a favour. Stand by Mr. Edgeworth. He needs help, and you're the ones to help him. I'm sure he's got some reason why he won't talk to us. Thanks, Detective Gumshoe. Detective Gumshoe, how come you trust Mr. Edgeworth so much? Well, I think it'd be obvious. We got strong working relationship as two. We trust each other, and that's how it works. A working relationship? See, Mr. Edgeworth always gets his defendants declared guilty every time. Yeah, his methods might be a bit extreme, but there's a reason. He trusts our investigation. He trusts us to get the right man. That's why I work extra hard. We've got to earn that. He trusts the trust he places in us. I see. Mr. Edgeworth is a man you can trust. You have my word on that. I was wondering if you had the autopsy report. Oh, that. Yeah, I made a copy. Thank you. Nick? Huh? Can you show me the photo of the victim? That face. Someone you know? I don't know. I just have this feeling that I met him somewhere a long time ago. Well, let's see if the woman has anything for us.
I'm gonna go make myself a cup of tea.
Okay. Use the butt thing if you have to. Here's we got bingo. Bingo. My automatic camera took 2 pictures last night. Hey, this is him. Take a look. Wait, see? He's shooting him with that pistol. It looks like that, yes. But you can't really tell who's shooting who. Yeah, well, there wasn't a fog out there last night to strangle a bullfrog. Oh, God. These southernisms. Seeing these photos reminded me of something. What? I saw the murder happen. I'm a witness. What? Are you serious? Of course. How do you forget? Y'all reckon I should tell the cops? I reckon so. I reckon so? What's that? How do you... Now don't y'all go trying to mock my accents. I'm a sensitive lady. Hey, so I'm off to talk to the cops. Y'all can have this photo. Later. Wait, Lotta? What? Can't you see I'm kind of busy? Tell us what you saw too. Nice try, honey, but I wasn't born. I'm witness, that means I'm on the side of justice, and that means the cops. Soon I'll beat the south side of the north butt stumbling and tell you. Lotta, don't let it get you skivied in a bunch of friends today, enemies tomorrow. Why not the other way round? No matter, I'm gone. Hey, maybe they'll let me do some testifying. Hot darn. She left. Well, that's one more witness. What do we do now, Nick? Looks like the police have been giving up their interviewing. Hey! It's Santa! Ah, Nick, I think Santa's mad at you. Long time no see, Nick. Nick, you know Santa. Santa and Saint Nick? Nick and Saint Nick? I see the connection. Don't be ridiculous. Dude, it's me. Larry? What are you doing here? What?
Archie.
You want in?
Archie.
Oh, God.
Gotta get my money for dates, you know. My girl Kitty deserves the best.
Not another model.
Yo, she's a fine woman, Nick. It was her idea that I wear this costume. She was like, you go, girlfriend, you know? She bought this costume for me.
That's great, Larry. Wow. A Santa costume? She must be like, nice.
Whoa, cute. Nick, who's she? This isn't your Veronica, is it?
No, she's not. I'm his partner, Faye. Also, little sister. Sister? Oh, Nick. Must be tough. Working 9 to 5, having to take care of little sister. No, I'm not Nick's sister. I'm my older sister's little sister.
Huh? Sounds great.
Don't worry, Maya. He's not listening. Say, Larry, there's a murder here last night, and since you work here, you heard anything? Nick, you're wasting your time. Last night was Christmas Eve. He's with Kinsey, obviously. He wouldn't have it out here in the cold.
Oof!
I think you may have just caught him off guard.
No, it's just... she's not in town right now. She's in Hawaii on a photo shoot with Jughead.
A model, I knew it.
All my women go off with Jughead. I'm kind of selling hot dogs to get back at him and his burgers.
Anyway, there was a murder here on the night. It's trials tomorrow.
Huh? Neat.
The defendant is Edgeworth, Miles Edgeworth. Nick, why would Larry know Edgeworth? Whoa, Nick.
You don't mean that, Miles Edgeworth. Old Edgy.
Yeah, he's a murder suspect.
Whoa, murder?
Huh? You know Mr. Edgeworth?
Yeah, of course. Edgy was in the same class as us in grade school.
Wait, what? Tell me about the dogs. Oh, you mean the samurai dogs? Why are they samurai dogs? I mean, they kind of look gourd-shaped.
Well, originally they were gourd dogs. You know, like guard dogs.
Ouch.
The samurai thing was Kian's idea. She's my woman, you know. She was all, change the name and you go, girlfriend. She made me the banner. Man, the kids can't get enough of those samurai dogs.
Something about that seems wrong.
Oh, guess what? We're getting a ton of customers here at the lake with that big news.
The big news?
Yeah, Gordy.
Gordy? So Edgeworth was your classmate, Larry?
Yeah, Nick and I used to hang out with him.
Wow, I never knew.
Don't get me wrong, he's always been kind of a stick in the mud. Studying like the time, trying to be like father.
Like his
He
father?
was a famous defense lawyer back in the day.
Wow. Wait, you said defense lawyer?
Yeah.
Wait a second, but Mr. Edgeworth's a prosecuting attorney.
What? Edgy's got a prolapse in his knee.
No, he's a prosecuting attorney. Like a total opposite of a defense lawyer.
Huh. Go figure. He always used to talk about defending the weak who were unable to defend themselves. Like me against Jughead. Man, he used to go on and on about a man's duty to society. Oh, what a bore. I wonder what changed his mind. Do you know Nick?
Nick? Gordy? What's Gordy?
Huh? You mean you don't know? He's here in this very lake. A giant mysterious monster. Gordy.
A monster?
Yeah. Check it out. This is an article from yesterday's newspaper. Here's a photo.
Oh, it's real.
Nick, a monster. A real monster.
It's probably a log or something, right? There's a quote here from the person who took the photo. Watch this. I set the camera to automatic and when we got into frame, I heard a loud bang like an explosion, followed by the sound of something slipping into the water. That looks like a hand. I wish I could have seen it. Why would there be a sound like an explosion? Larry, could I borrow this article?
Sure, that'll be $1 million.
1 million? Grow up, Larry.
So this is the guy he went to meet with, right?
No, basically he was in the first case.
No, but Edgeworth said Gordy.
No, Gordy's the monster.
Oh, Ah, right.
Gordy's the quote-unquote Loch Ness Monster. We still don't actually know who it is who he went to meet. Though Maya seems to think that she knows him. Maya. I don't know. What is it? Oh, nothing, just...
Maya.
Something's been bothering me. Could you show me that autopsy report, like, one more time? Hey, I remember now. This guy. He's a lawyer that was at that office Mia worked at. I met him once when I went there to hang out with Sis. That office? Wait, you mean Grossberg's office? Right, that guy. That was the last name I expected to come up. Maybe I should go talk to him for old time's sake. Last time we saw that guy, it was with Pink Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Ah, that old familiar clearing of the throat. Aha! You're Mia's something, aren't you? Are you not? I was her understudy. Yes, Phoenix Wright. Aha! And you're Mia's something too, are you not? I'm her little sister, yes. You've grown. You've come to look a lot like her, you know. Takes me back. Ah, the days of my youth. Like the scent of fresh lemon, you see. Mr. Grossberg, sir. Hmm? Ah, yes, I beg your pardon. Of course you came to discuss something. What was it then? Something the matter? There was a murder last night. A murder? You haven't heard? I just got up, you see. Well, Millar's Edgeworth shot someone with a pistol. Edgeworth? What? Who did he shoot? Well, the identity of the victim is still unknown. This is terrible news indeed. Yes. I guess he hadn't heard anything. Mr. Grossberg, whatever happened to that painting? Oh, yes, I do not think it'll be coming back home to this office. I can't exactly claim it as stolen. I suppose it's just desserts. Old bitter desserts. That's the only voice I could think of for him. Strange. I feel as though I've seen this man somewhere. Ah! Did you remember? He was a lawyer, here at my office. That's Hammond, Robert Hammond. What, Mr. Hammond? And you say this is the man Miles shot? Who is this Hammond guy? Mr. Hammond. He was a defense attorney in that case. That case? Oh yes, the DL6 incident. And yes, before you say anything in, I know full well about the two photos that are on his desk, and one was labelled the DL6 incident. Yeah. So I know there was an earlier reference. DL6, what does that sound familiar? Perhaps you remember. I'm sure someone mentioned it during the trial for Mia's murder. That was the instant where the police were at a loss. They used a spirit medium. Wait, you don't mean... Was that medium my mother? Yes, my dear. The spirit medium Misty Fay. Her mother contracted the spirit of the victim, but the case was a loss. No conviction was made. The DL6 incident, yes, happened 15 years ago. Very strange case indeed. They never caught the criminal, right? Correct. Misty Fay used her power to talk to the spirit of the late victim. Her testimony led to charges being laid against one man, but Mr. Hammond won the case and the suspect was declared innocent. And the police blames my mother, calling her a fraud. You were the one who helped her out then, right? Yes, quite. Ness bound for the Earth? Okay, like that play. Yes, quite. Thank you. No, please, don't mention it. DL6. Never thought I'd hear that name again. But wait. What does that case have to do with Mr.? Do you want my help or figure it out? I'll figure it. What does this case have anything to do with Mr. Edgeworth? It has everything to do with Mr. Edgeworth, my dear. The victim of the DL6 incident was none other than his father, Gregory Edgeworth. What? His father? If you want to know more, you should ask him yourself. Show him this. I'm sure he'll talk to you. Wait, this is a photograph of my mother. Let's go visit Edgeworth again. Great, get my posh voice back on.
What's this? I was hoping you'd gotten my message the first time.
Edgeworth, what about your defence?
It's no concern of yours.
Guess he hasn't found anyone yet. Edgeworth, it's only a matter of hours since you visited, yet you've made incredible progress on your investigation.
I'll admit it. I'm impressed, Wright. My eyebrows are raised to you.
You are always single-minded in your work, though. Once you start on something, you always see it through, don't you? What about the DL6 incident?
Right.
DL6. I didn't want you to find out about it. That is why I refused your offer to defend me. Yes, I've seen Phoenix wrong. It's kind of still amusing even to this day.
I'm sorry if it sounded like I weren't up for the job. I just wanted to keep you away from DL6.
So, do you still think it would be better for me to stay away?
I don't know. But I see no point in hiding anything from you now. Very well. Ask what you like, and I shall answer to the best of my abilities.
Right. So, asked him about the DL6 incident.
The instant where my father died. Right before my eyes, he was shot and killed. I saw it all. My memories from that time are foggy. I suppose it's self-defense mechanism. In any case, a suspect was arrested, a man. It's pretty clear he was the only one who could have killed my father. The spirit medium they used to talk to my late father said the same thing. It was an attorney by the name of Robert Hammond that cleared the suspect's name, and Hammond is the victim of the Gold Lake murder. Correct.
That spirit medium? That was my mom.
What? You mean you're... It's strange. I thought that terrible instant was about to end, and now this.
About to end?
The DL6 incident happened 15 years ago.
15 years ago on December 28th? December 28th?
The statute of limitations on the case runs out in 3 days.
What? Nick, what does that mean? When a case statute of limitations runs out legally, the case never happened.
3 days from now, DL6 will be closed forever.
Suspect. What happened to the suspect? The one who got off innocent?
I don't know. He disappeared from public view. No one knows where to. If he's still alive, he'd be about 50 years old by now.
I guess I can understand why he'd go into hiding. It'd be hard to live a normal life after being a murder suspect at a case. So was your father a lawyer?
He was. Gregory Ellsworth, Esquire. He was quite famous at the time, apparently.
So you were sort of trying to follow in his footsteps?
I'd rather not talk about it. Who would have thought there'd be a photograph?
Edgeworth, did you shoot him?
What do you think, Wright?
I don't think you're the kind to point a gun at anyone, no. So you didn't shoot him?
No, I didn't. It wasn't me.
Right. It pains me to ask you this now. I know, you want us to defend you.
Yes. Will you?
Of course we will. Who wouldn't have guessed that? Who would have guessed this time would come?
Not me.
This is my chance to finally pay you back. Pay him back?
Pay me back? For what? I don't remember doing anything for you.
Never mind, I guess you don't really need to know.
My letter of request, please give it to Detective Gumshoe.
Very well. I guess we should.
What's this? An earthquake? It's a big one.
It's calming down. Ooh, that was scary. Huh? Where's Edgeworth?
There, he's on the floor in a ball, shivering.
Guess he doesn't do well with earthquakes. I've heard of running, but curling up in a ball? I guess we're done. Mr. Edgeworth doesn't seem like he's going to stand up anytime soon. Let's go, Nick. We have to give Edgeworth letter of request to Detective Gumshoe. Right to the Criminal Affairs Department.
What's going on here?
Eek. What's wrong, detective? This wild lady comes in here just a while ago, says she came to talk to y'all after hearing what Mr. Wright had to say. What's this all about, pal? Lot of heart. Are you going around finding more witnesses? You want to give Mr. Edgeworth a death sentence, pal? No, not at all. Just... I can't go around covering up evidence. You trying to say something about the way I do my job? No, sir. I'll give... Look at what I got. Hey, you did it! Glad I waited till the last minute to file those papers. I'll rip them up and send new ones to you. Thanks, detective. Well, see you in court tomorrow. Good luck, pal. Hey, you guys feel that earthquake a while back? I was worried. Worried? We're fine. I've lived out here my whole life. I'm pretty used to them by now. Oh, I wasn't worried about you two. I was worried about Mr. Edgeworth. Oh, right. He did seem to overreact a little now that you mention it. Yo, I'm not surprised. It was a pretty big quake. I'm gonna go check on him. You two go eat and have your trial tomorrow. Later. I wonder what it is with Mr. Edgeworth and earthquakes. I wonder. He was never that scared of them when he was in school. Then again, we only really got to know him in the 4th grade. He transferred to another school after that. I wonder what happened to Edgeworth.
He's kind of already told you.
Yeah. Alright, save progress. Right. It's going to be weird having someone other than, you know, Edgeworth on the other side.
We'll get used to it.
Karma. That's right. Manfred von Karma. He's the best. He hasn't lost a case in his 40-year career. He's a god of prosecution, right? A god. Not a single case. He'll do anything to get a guilty verdict. Anything. Sounds like someone else I know, Edgeworth. You don't understand. I mean, he'll really do anything. Manfred von Karma is a man to be feared. That's quite a claim coming from someone who forges evidence. He taught me what it really means to prosecute. What? Just picture a prosecutor as vicious as me, multiplied by a factor of 10. So... Was he your teacher then? Something like that. Now he's trying to get you found guilty? What a creep. Oh wait, maybe he is planning on losing on purpose to help you out. Not a chance. He hasn't lost a case in 40 years. 40 years! He's as ruthless as me times 20. That's pretty ruthless. Like I said, he's a god among prosecutors. I guess that's something like me. It was to me. Speaking of Mia, Maya, yeah, we could really be using Mia's help right now, don't you think? Oh, I can't. Sorry, I tried. I really can't reach her. You couldn't reach? I think it's because I haven't been training. My powers are weak again. Oh man, what bad timing. I'll try my best. I hope so. What are you whispering about? Oh, it's nothing. Well, it's time. Let's head in. You're gonna pick a name for a voice for this guy as soon as we see him, aren't you?
Already have one in mind.
What do you have?
Well, basically he's a German.
So basically, German aristocrat?
Kinda, but imagine Frollo from The Hunchback of Notre Dame with a German accent.
Oh god, look at this fucking guy. Mr. von Karma, is the prosecution ready? Fool. You seriously think that I would stand here if I were not completely prepared? Right. Sorry, I'm very bad at doing anything other than a regular angry German. He's even got the judge scared. Very well, your opening statement. Decisive evidence? Decisive witness? What else can possibly be required?
We'll try and make your voice a bit more deeper.
Okay, I'll try. Nothing, of course. Fine, the prosecution may call his first witness. What's with this guy? Is he royalty or something? How am I supposed to fight against this? Call the defensive in charge of this case, Detective Dick Gumshoe! Oh, Gumshoe's first. Let's see how this goes. Describe the incident now! Yes, sir. Detective Gumshoe looks nervous. Please take a look at the map. The murder happened late last night, Christmas Eve, around midnight. There was one boat in the very middle of the lake. There were 2 men on the boat. Now, there happened to be a woman camped there at the edge of the lake. At 12:10 a.m., she heard 2 pistol shots. Then the boat started to move. It went towards the boat rental shop. Testify to the court about the arrest, now! Wait, Mr. Von Karma. Yes? Actually, I'm the one who's supposed to be handling these proceedings. Wrong! There is only one thing you need to do here. You will stand down from your... slam on your gavel and say the word guilty! That is your role! Yes, of course. You're quite right. No, he's not! A man called into the station about 30 minutes after midnight. We headed to the scene of the crime as fast as we could. That's where we found Mr. Edgeworth. Now, I don't suspect him of anything at all, but the next morning the body was found in the lake, so we had to arrest Mr. Edgeworth. I see. Begin your cross-examination, attorney, now! God.
Well, you definitely demolished that orange, darling.
He's doing everyone's job.
Yes. Did you find it? Do you think he goes after the janitor and he's like, "You will clean this spot up! This spot specifically! I wish to see it shine!" Yes, sir. This spot I am standing on has a speck of dust! You will clean it or I will send you away!
Is that speaking funny voices?
Silence! I will have order! Did you find any clues on the body? A single bullet was recovered from the body. He was shot through the heart, fatally. Oh, it's raining. Judge! Here is the bullet! It didn't strike bone. Its shape is very well preserved, like a bowl of stroganoff. Very well. The court accepts this bullet. It's evidence. Pistol bullet. I love the judge is terrified. Nick.
Why was it a man instead of the woman that called?
Found Mr. Edgeworth. Now I didn't suspect him. Let's see. Press him on his... Okay. Okay. I kind of skipped over. Why is that? Well, we found the murder weapon on the boat. The murder weapon? A pistol. Detective Gumshoe, that is a vital piece of information. Please revise your testimony. Right, sorry, Your Honor. Nick? That's voodoo.
Oh, God.
Hold it. What about the pistol made it decisive evidence? Ack, he has the same evil smart laugh as Edgeworth. There's the fingerprints all over the pistol we found. They were clearly the prints of Mr. Edgeworth's right hand. What? Order, order. So Mr. Edgeworth's fingerprints were all over the murder weapon. Yes, Your Honor. Judge, this weapon is the weapon in question. Accepted into evidence. Members of the court, we now have the pistol used as a murder weapon. The bullet found in the body. Detective? Yes, sir. Was the bullet on the body fired from this pistol? Yes. The ballistic markings on the bullet match the pistol. Hey, Nick. What does he mean by ballistic markings? Shocking! To imagine something one here does not know something as basic as ballistic markings! In my hometown, she would be beaten! Nick, he's glaring at me. Very well, I'll explain. Actually, Judge, you do it! Ballistic markings are like the fingerprints of a gun. A barrel leaves distinctive markings on each bullet it fires. You can examine these ballistic fingerprints to which they are the shot fired from the gun. It's pretty accurate. Indeed! This leads to one inevitable conclusion. The bullet is found in the victim's heart. What's behind the house? Fired from this pistol! This pistol, as you may recall, was covered in the defendant on fingerprints!
I was never a member of some Nazi party!
I just like boots! This is bad. This makes it look like Edgeworth did it. Well, Judge! I say it's almost decisive, yes. Honestly, I could declare a verdict at this point. However, you wish to hear the witness speak, no doubt. Very well. I am somewhat fatigued, so I will take a brief break. I will call my witness after the recess.
Orders must be obeyed at all
Judge!
times!
Yes? What are you doing? 10 minutes recess! Now! But wait, just bang your flimsy gavel and get on with it, man! Yes, sir. I'm not even exaggerating them at this point. Yeah, I don't need to exaggerate or add shit. He's literally just doing it for me. Who's running this court, anyway? God, imagine if I did this in court. Jack Thompson tried shit like this and he got held in contempt. Edgeworth, what's going on in there? Your fingerprints were on the murder weapon. And that foggy photo makes one thing clear. The only one who could have shot that man was the person in the photo.
True.
Was it you on the boat?
Yes, it was me.
What?
But you must believe me. I didn't shoot him.
Then who did?
I don't know.
You don't know? Weren't you right there?
I heard a gunshot from very close by. Then the other man fell from the boat. I can't say why, but I thought at the time he had shot himself.
You mean it was a suicide?
That's the only explanation I could come up with.
I'm not going to convince anyone of that. Say, Mia, what? Any progress with Mia? Oh, sorry, it's not good. I know, I'm not good with anything, am I? If I can't call my sister, I might as well not be here. No, I need you here. I can see you're always trying to help out. Even if you don't actually help, it's the thought that counts. It's okay, Nick, you don't have to make me feel better. I don't know anything about trials of defence. What's more, I'm a spirit medium who can't even contact spirits. Oh, everyone has their off days. I mean, I've just been getting lucky lately. But you never know when my luck's going to run out. Really?
What? Right? Don't jinx this case any more than it already is. It's bad for my heart.
Oh, sorry. Whoops. Now we've got the next court in session, Mr. Von Karma. The witness?
Yes! Will Miss Lauterhart take the stand?
Lauterhart, you are a research subject at a university. There I am.
Good. Begin by telling us what you saw the night of the incident.
And don't add anything trivial or subjective.
Understand?
Y'all need to learn some manners.
Understand?
See, I don't even need to do anything about that. He's literally in block capitals. Yeah, I understand. Very well. Your testimony, please.
Cole.
Yeah, it was Christmas Eve, just after midnight, I reckon. I was in my car. I heard this bang come out from the lake. When I looked out, I saw two gents on a boat. Then there was another bang. There wasn't nearly a thing on the lake but the boat. Enough! Huh? Judge, she happened to take a photo of the incident. This is the photo, accepted as evidence. Well, this is a surprise. This looks like the very moment of the murder. Order. I will remove people from this courtroom if I do not have order immediately. As the witness testified, she looked at the lake when she heard the shot. There was no other boat on the lake. So the man on the boat with the victim must have been the one who shot him. Yes, it was the defendant, Miles Edgeworth. Order, order. Well, Judge? The evidence is decisive. I have very little doubt. Very well, this court finds the defendant. Judge. Wait, Your Honour, I haven't even cross-examined the witness yet. A cross-examination? We have a photographic proof. What question can there possibly be? This photo is worth 1,000 words and they all read guilty in 15 different languages. You lose. Or do you claim to have found a contradiction in her testimony? Very well. If you have to, you may cross-examine the witness. You will only flounder and ask meaningless questions. You will fail to find anything. And then I will have you held in contempt of court. Nick, contempt? Contempt of court, you know. I guess I understand. What are you going to do? Do you really think there's a contradiction? I think there was. I'm impressed. Alright, let's take him on. Yeah. I understand. I will cross-examine the witness. Very well. I pray for your sake this isn't a waste of time. Why were you camping there? I'm a research student at my university. I was taking pictures to do some of my research. What research? Press further. Miss Hart, could you be more specific about your research? What does the witness' motive in camping in the lake have to do with this case? The answer is nothing. I object to this line of questioning. Objection sustained. Wait, I'm the one who says that. Well then, say it already! Objection sustained. Thanks for nothing, Your Honour. I heard this bang come up from the lake. So you weren't looking at the lake at the time? Nope. Looked like I heard a noise. I heard the noise. She said that already. I asked you to find contradictions, not leisurely chat. Ugh. Let's see. Could you clearly see the two men? Just look at the picture. Clear enough for you? Uh-oh. Press further. Wait a second, I wasn't asking you about the photo. I was asking if you saw the two men. Well, yeah, of course. The witness has testified that she saw them. There is also a photo. I look elsewhere for your precious contradictions. He jarred and quick, he's hiding something. Were you watching the moment that the shot rang out? Well, sure. You're asking meaningless questions. Meaningless! Contradictions, Mr. Wright, not meaningless babble. On karma, I think I hate you. He's trying to keep me from talking to the witness. To what end? Are you sure about that? Yeah. Sure as a country gal can be. That sounds pretty sure. Press further. Well, I scanned the whole lake. Scanned? It almost sounds like there's a lot of interest in the lake. It's hard, you... Mr. Wright, the witness has answered the question in full. No need for further questions. Objection sustained. That's what I'm... Sustained! Yes, sir. Oh, great. Enough. I think we've heard all we can from Mr. Wright. So you're not able to find a contradictory, but Your Honour... You'll keep your promise, Mr. Wright. I'm afraid that I will have to penalise you for any further by holding you in contempt of court. And if that happens, you'll have to leave the courtroom immediately. Understood? Nick, a lot of testimony is fishy. Really fishy. I know what you mean, but I can't say anything. What can I do? I believe we've covered the evidence. Make a decision. Then pass your judgment. Very well. Mars, you may take the stand. Hold it. Who was that? It was me. Mayor? Is something wrong? Do you need to use the facilities? No, I do not. Lotta Hart, your testimony stinks. It's unclear whether you were actually looking at the lake. It's highly doubtful that you actually saw Mr. Edgeworth. Tell us the truth. This is a matter of life and death. Lotta! Did you really see Mr. Edgeworth that night? Did you see him fire the pistol? You will stand down. The court does not acknowledge the defence's outburst. Answer me, Lotta. What's the big idea? Treat me like some kind of criminal. I saw him, I swear it. I saw Edgeworth. Enough! Judge! Declares the defense in contempt of court. Yes, of course. I'm sorry, but you were warned. Guard, escort Mr. Wright. He's in contempt of court and must leave. Wait. I was the one who made the outburst. Nick is innocent. Ha! What's the difference? All that remains is for the guilty verdict to be heard. Isn't that right, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Wrong. Wrong. What? Did you hear what Miss Hart just said? She said she clearly saw Miss Edgeworth. That was not in the testimony. That changes her testimony and I have a right to cross-examine her again. Order, 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 order. You're in contempt of court. It's too late for violent claims. Judge, sustain my objection. I'm sorry, Mr. Von Karma, but I can't. What? Miss Lotta Hart has made new testimony. The defence does have the right to cross-examine her. But he is in contempt of court. No, I am. And if you're going to arrest someone, arrest me. Very well. Mayor Fay, you will leave the courtroom immediately. Nick, I did what I could. You have the rest. Good luck. Listen well, Mr. Wright, I do not tolerate badgering of my witness. I'm running out of time. I better find a contradiction. Mr. Wright, begin your cross-examination. Got you, Mrs. Hart, finally. Where? You got what? Look at this photograph. The photo I took? The very same. There's something I want you to see in this photo. It's quite clearly visible. The fog, Miss Hart. So, this picture was taken in high-professional, high-grade film, correct? Yet even it could not capture the faces of both men on the boat. Yet you claim you saw Mr. Edgeworth. How? What? Mr. Wright has a point. Objection. That's why I told her not to say that in her testimony, please. Yet now she has said it, Mr. Von Karma. How could you possibly see Mr. Edgeworth? Explain yourself, Miss Hart. What? Could you see the defendant that night? Of course I could. I meant I could. Then please testify to the circumstances of your sighting. I did it. I finally got a hole in Von Karma's carefully vague testimony. You're right. It was a cold night and the fog was thick as grits. So once I was finished setting up my camera, I got back in the car. Still, I brought my binoculars with me. When I heard that noise on the lake, I looked through my binoculars. See, no problem. Use binoculars very well. This one better be good. You're right, I was cold night and mist. Binoculars. Yeah, binoculars. Yesterday you mentioned that, yeah. Wouldn't you need a telescope, not binoculars? I've not doubts about your camera too. Was it really to take showers? Yeah, this is on the PS4. Take showers and meteor showers. The camera is irrelevant to this case. You can't say that for certain. Mr. Wright, is the camera really relevant to this case? If you believe it is, you may continue this line of questioning. But note this, if you find nothing with this, there will be consequences. Well, Mr. Wright, do you wish to press further about the camera? Press further. The camera is of utmost importance to the case. It is perhaps the key to this entire case. Therefore, I will continue. Very well. Miss Hart, you will testify to the court about the camera. Yeah, I hear ya. The camera was set up. Miss Hart, what made you choose the lake for the camera? You know the fog gets thick on that lake. It's not very suited for stargazing. Well, you see, I guess I wasn't thinking too straight. Mrs. Wright, I will not have you badgering my witness because of her challenged intellect. Now, wait a minute. Continues your testimony. You were saying about how it was that you saw Edgeworth. Grrr. No unnecessary comments, please. President Waters. You were photographing shooting stars? That's a lie. Says who? I saw the camera you set up yesterday. It was pointed directly at the lake. You have to point a camera upwards to take photos of the stars. Ugh. Mr. Wright, what are you driving at? The witness is not shooting a photograph of shooting stars, Your Honour. Well, what exactly was she photographing? Your Honour, take a look at this. Miss Hart? This is what you were trying to photograph. What's this, a newspaper article? Gordy? Oh yeah, the sighting of Little Lake. Well, Miss Hart, never heard of no lake monster. You got no proof of nothing. Let's see you prove it. I have proof. I have it. Proof. Intriguing. Very well, let's see it. No joking around, please. The proof is your own camera. Your camera was set to take photos in response to loud noises. Thus, this photograph here was taken when a gun fired on the lake. And here's an article about Gordy. According to this article, Gordy makes a loud noise when it emerges. Well, you were trying to photograph Gordy, weren't you? That's why you had your camera to respond to loud noises. Order, order. I see. I too thought it was a little strange. Yeah, sure. Well, Miss Hart, you were camping there to get photo of Gordy. Yeah, not bad. Are all you lawyers this smart? So smart, boy, I was down there trying to photograph Gordy. You got me. So what? Huh? That don't change what I saw, does it? Exactly! What you just used precious minutes of our time to prove is nothing more than the witness is an idiot who thinks monsters exist. Hey! But she does. But as she so scrutinally said, so what? It changes nothing! Not true. You were hiding the whole thing about Gordy for a reason. The bin, whatever it was on him. Miss Hart, why did you hide the fact that you were searching for Gordy from the court? Please revise your testimony. Right, fine, I'll testify again. Something has to change, and I'm going to spot it. Actually, I'm not a research student at a university. I'm an investigative photographer. Imagine what a scoop it'd be if I got a picture of that monster. That's why I was camping out by the lake. But that's all I was hiding. When I heard the bang, I looked straight out on the lake. There wasn't much else to look at, I just watched the boat the whole time. Then I saw a flash near one of the man's hands, and I heard another gunshot. I was looking at the boat the whole time, crossed my heart and hoped to fry. Sylvia's testimony is unchanged from before. Whatever she's a research student or a photographer has no bearing. There is no need to waste more time with another pointless cross-examination. I claim the defence is right to cross-examine the witness. One comes up to something. He doesn't want me to cross-examine her because why? There was a contradiction. Very well, you may cross-examine. You seem to be sure of yourself. Ha! That will be a first. Ha! Very funny. You understand this is your last chance at cross-examination. If there's no problem with testimony this time, we will let the witness leave. I will announce my verdict at that time. Understood? Yes, Your Honour. You were really looking at the boat? Looking at anything there, man? I agree, a normal person would. But you were far from normal. What? You want to step over here and say that? You were camping at the lake to take pictures of Gordy. Think about it. What would you do if you heard a loud noise? You'd be scanning the lake for any sign of Gordy. You wouldn't have given that boat. You'd have needed them to search for Gordy, which is what you were doing. Well? Well, now that you mention it, I did sort of take my binoculars and kind of scan the lake a bit. I mean, Gordy might have been out there and all, Miss Hart. Are you saying that you were not watching the boat? Sorry, y'all, I wasn't fibbing, really. I just, I could be a I could be a witness in a murder and all. I got kind of excited. I sure was watching the boat until now. This is totally uncalled for. But hey, you got the photograph, you got proof. Still, we don't see who is shooting who. Right, that's why I took this boat and... Okay, witness, that's enough. You've had a long day. Shut your pie hole. Shut my what? I'm pretty sure Southerners use pie hole. What was she going to say? Shut the photo and what? Wait a second. She even had a photograph to prove it. But you really can't tell from the photo who's shooting. That's why she's going to enlarge the photo. She dropped the quality. She enlarged the photo. I've got a hunch. I bet that enlarged photo shows something back. Oh, you do not. You just had a shower. Oh. Miss Hart, look at this photograph. You enlarged this photograph, did you not? Yeah, I did. Why was that photograph not presented to the court? Because it does not exist! What you talking about? You're the one who told me not to show it in court in the first place. You old fool! What is the meaning of this, Mr. Von Karma? Miss Hart. Show the photo to the court. Shows the enlargement. The prosecution objects to the submission of this evidence! Objection denied. The witness will show the enlargement to this court. Here it is. Still can't see who's firing. It could just be the defendant, or maybe it's not. Regardless, I'll accept this as evidence. Are you going to do chapter 5? Probably not in this playthrough. Well, not tonight. Today, anyway. Happy now, Mr. Wright? There has to be something.
The hair.
Little good it has done any of us. What I request, that's why I requested she not show it. I suppose this means that the cross-examination is over, obviously. Then I would like to close the cross-examination of Miss Lotta Hart. And none too soon, this was a flagrant waste of my time. Mr. Von Karma, do you have anything to add? I stated everything I needed to when this trial began. Decisive evidence and decisive witness. What else could possibly be required? Nothing, of course. Then I believe it's time for me to... Wait, this isn't supposed to go like this. There has to be a clue. This is bad, really bad. What should I do? Object to the enlargement. Let's see. Your Honour, there is something wrong, strange, and what might that be? Okay, thanks for joining us, by the way. Mr. Wright, you will show the court what you mean by strange. Let's see. Present the hand holding the pistol. Here you go, Your Honour. The shooter. Look at the hand holding the pistol. The hand. That hand contradicts another piece of evidence. That man's left hand does what? Let me show you. The man's holds left hand. However, the prints on the murder weapon front edge was right hand. The man shooting the pistol in this photograph is not Mr. Edgeworth. Now that everyone in the courtroom is quieted down. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honour, you have given us definitive proof. We now know that Mr. Edgeworth, it was not Mr. Edgeworth who fired the pistol. However, the victim himself. There's only one explanation remaining. The man who shot the victim was none other than the victim himself. Order, order. So you're saying that the victim committed suicide? Yes, Your Honour. I can think of an explanation. Indeed, it does seem to be the only remaining option. Suicide is the option. What? An examination of the distance it was shot. The distance? The victim was clearly shot from further than a metre away. A metre? That's 3 feet. There is no way it could have been a suicide. Order? Mr. Von Karma, are you sure of the accuracy of your data? Of course, I had it already considered as a possibility of suicide, you see. Autopsy. I see. Very well, allow me to state my opinion. Considering the situation, the shooter had to have been the defendant. However, the prints on the gun reveal that the shooter was not Mr. Edgeworth. This is a conundrum. Therefore, I'd like to suspend proceedings. The court orders the defence and the prosecution to further examine. Understood? Yes, Your Honour. That is all. Court is adjourned. Hey, don't you have anything to say?
No, I have yet to be declared innocent, Wright.
Well, yeah, but what happened out there on the lake anyway? If he didn't commit suicide, then who? The shooter was about a metre away too.
What? Don't give me that look. I did not kill him.
I was just kidding around. Look, I'm going to go and check on Maya. Oh, right. What? Tell her something for me. What? Tell her to watch what she says in court. That's all. But it kills you just state how you really feel with a thanks. Position of the transcript of what doesn't die testimony, though it might give me some ammunition for the trial. Of course, she didn't see the shooter, so the only part of the testimony that stood was the bang she heard. But there was 2, that's the thing. I think Angry German works for him. Maya? Hey, Nick. I'm glad Edgeworth made it through one today. It's a relief. Hey, why'd you do that anyway? I don't know. I just knew I had to do something. I know I'm not the lawyer. Well, you did save the trial. Just behave from now on. Okay. Have you been questioned? No, not yet. Detective Gumshoe was here. So seeing as this is my first offence, we'll let you go after questioning. Oh, and he wanted me to get bail money ready. You can pay for me, okay? Huh? How much? I don't know. I think I'll send you a bill. Hey, pal, the trial's today, yeah? What about the trial? Well, I was gonna say good show, but it wasn't really all that. Though you did save Mr. Edgeworth, I guess. I wasn't sure how to thank you, you know. Thanks? Tomorrow's trial. Sounds like he's bringing in another witness. Another witness? Oh yeah, he said something about the trial today. Reserved for 2 witnesses. I was wondering who that other witness was. Who is it? Sorry, pal, as much as I'd like to, I'm not at liberty to divulge information. What's up? Is he afraid of earthquakes? I've never heard anything about that. Miss Edgeworth doesn't like talking about himself that too much, see? There's one thing clear as day. Him hating crime the way he does, and him becoming a prosecutor, and him being afraid of earthquakes, and all started with that incident, the DL6 incident. Yeah, that's the one. 15 years ago when he saw his father shot.
Ow!
Hey, Nick, it finally came. They just finished the paperwork, so I'm free. The interrogators were mean. They were all like, okay, why'd you do it this time? Like I was some kind of criminal, can you believe that? Well, they let you out in the end, didn't they? Well, that reminds me, thanks for the bail. Thank Edgeworth. He posted bail. He said he was grateful for what you did. Mr. Edgeworth did that? I have to make it up to him. I've got to win this case, Nick. It's Lotta. Y'all really did it today. What did we do now? Nah, I'm not complaining. See, I did a little thinking, a little self-reflection, you might say. I realized being a witness is a mighty big responsibility, and I just went out there and started blabbing any old thing that came to mind. So, I wanted to make it up to y'all. Make it up. Kinda convinced me though. Well, the way I figure it, the trial's only stroking the flames like Gordy's fever. I'll get Max as it. Information. That Von Comet didn't want me to say nothing about it. What information? Now we're getting to the heart of it. See, I reckon we might be able to do ourselves a little exchange. It's the Steel Samurai, Nick.
Oh, Mayor.
Larry, what the heck is that?
Oh, that's my girl Beyonce's idea. It was all like, put it all out this here and it'd be like really cool. Dude, she gave it to me along with a banner.
Wow, that's really impressive. She could find one of those for you.
Well, she knows a lot of people. And now the show's finished, she got them for free.
Right.
What happened with Edgy?
Well, they made it through the first day of court. I don't know how good our prospects are here, though. He's terrified of earthquakes. He acts like a little boy. Huh? That's weird.
That's weird. I didn't think he was ever like that in school.
Oh, really?
Well, we were only in the same class for a bit. He transferred pretty quick.
Transferred? Right, when DLC happened. Doesn't look like Larry knows about it, though. Hey, Larry, when did you get that big thing, huh?
Oh, the big guy? I've had that for about a month. It's a big hit with the kids.
Why wasn't it there yesterday?
Huh? Oh, right. The compressor was busted.
Yeah, it's that little, unit.
Yeah, it's that little unit by my hot dog stand. That's what I used to put it in the air in the Steel Samurai. It broke a little while ago, so I sent it for repairs.
Oh, here I thought you'd inflate it by yourself. Nick, try telling him sooner next time. Oh, sorry. I see, pal. Sorry for shouting at you. Okay, I, Detective Gumshoe, will aid you in your search of Gordy. I'll loan you one of our newest secret weapons. Hold on. Introducing secret number 1, a Missile. Missile? He's a K9 police dog. Missile? Here he is. He's cute. Look, Nick, a dog. A cute dog, and this will help us how? Next secret weapon 2, a fishing pole. I'm gonna borrow the metal detector. Nick is beeping. Nick, look. Huh? An air tank. The valve looks broken. I thought it was Gordy. Mate, first of all, why would Gordy be in the bushes? Second of all, why would a metal detector react to a CMOS? Oh, something wrapped around this air tank. Move back. What about it? Larry, I wanted to ask you about this tank. Is it yours? Say it ain't yours. Must be a coincidence, there's stringer flags everywhere, like at airline stores and used car dealerships. Tell us. Fine, whatever. Bang. Next. Having 20th, so 20th. So we were half right. It was just a hand. Gordy's real steel samurai. Well, that's a fine way to ruin a gal's dream. Nah, it's okay, you win, I'll give you info. I heard the cops are saying about the witnesses tomorrow. They say the caretaker of the boat rental shop. Boat rental. Twice. My camera clicks twice. Will you have another photo? Well, yeah, but it's nothing at all. Whole lot of. It's all Larry's fault. The legend still lives on, I guess. The legend? Yeah, the legend of Larry, familiar to all who know him for any length of time. When something smells, it's usually the butts. Someone should whip that butts into shape. Oh, God, the puns.
Ouch. Oh no.
Caretaker shack. Meg, is that you? What voice should we give this guy?
Well, basically, he's a funny old man.
Meg, is that you? Eek. Is that Keith with you? Where have you two been? I've been worried sick. Nick, can you handle this? I think I'll leave this one up to you, Mayor. Meg? Yes? Finally made up your mind, have you? My mind. You'll ruin the pasta shop. You'll run the pasta shop when I'm gone. Pasta? Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. You make your old man proud. When you kids left the house, I didn't know what to think. How am I supposed to keep this place running? An old man like me. Polly, the kids are home. Hello, Squawk. Nick, what was that? A parrot. The one on the perch. Keith? I'll leave the wet noodle in your capable hands, Sonny. Nick, what's the wet noodle? Based on the available evidence, I'd say it's the name of his pasta shop. It's a relief, isn't it, Polly? Hello? Hey up. He fell asleep. I guess he's...
Oh, knock it off, that hurts. Oh.
Come here. Come here, you.
Right. So. I'll give him like a pacifier, little monster. Where did you put it? It's obviously under up with it somewhere. Where did it go? No. You already made a right mess of yourself last time you had an orange. And it was going to be my lunch.
So, they're letting a guy with dementia testify?
Oh, it's going to get a whole lot interesting.
Well, the guy thinks this is a pasta restaurant. He's, you know...
I mean, that's just the icing on the cake in this case.
Okay. That's a lawyer's badge? Yes. I don't believe it. This old guy's the first person to recognise my badge. I get it. Hey, have I got you ready? You're not Keith! Nick, now's our chance to clear things up. Sir, no, I'm not Keith. And I'm not Meg either. We're here investigating a murder that took place. Please help us. A lawyer, huh? Please, mister. Alright, I'll help, but on one condition. What's that? When this case is over and done, you'll run the wet noodle. Okay. Nick, are you sure about this? Who wouldn't want to eat Felix noodles? I guess so. That's my boy.
Might make a bit of money on the side.
I guess. If noodle places are big in wherever the fuck this is.
He doesn't seem to... But then again, he doesn't seem to have a noodle restaurant.
Well, no, clearly not. He's got dementia.
Well, they should just go along with it.
Yeah, go along with it. Keith, that's okay. You can call me Dad. Dad, you know something about this? Hey, up. The other night I was on a little hike. I know, I seen it. What? Tell us. Tell us what you saw. Since you're taking over the shop and all. After midnight, I heard this bang, and I heard another bang. A little whistle later, this boat comes back, and a young man walked by my window here, who was muttering something to himself. What did he say? Hey, I forgot. I'll remember tomorrow by court time, promise. We need to know earlier than that. Amazing parrot, good morning. Hello? You ignored me. What, you forgot Meg? You gotta call her name first. Her name, Polly. How you been? Hello, hello. See? Hey, so the bat's name's Polly. Oops, accidentally went on. Ah, so the parrot knows about DL6. Is he just pretending to be demented? I know, you're not going to tell me anyway. Move to criminal affairs. Hey pal, long time. You don't look happy. What's wrong this time, Match? I want to ask you something. The old man who runs it is apparently a witness. He's... how'd you... I suppose that's supposed to be top secret. Do you know who that old man is? Actually, I don't. He's a bit of an odd bird. Haven't been able to get a straight answer out of him. I decided at first he wasn't persuasive enough to stand to testify. That's why he called Miss Lotta Hart yesterday. As for who he is, we have absolutely no idea. It sounds suspicious. We need to know about the DL6. That was when Edgeworth's dad died. I can't help but think that it has something to do with that current case. To tell the truth, I don't know much about DL6 either. Mr. Edgeworth forbade us from reading the file, so I'm afraid I can't tell you either. However, if you can convince me somehow that DL6 is related to this case, well, I consider opening the file up. The incident? DL6. What? Don't bring it. I'm pretty sure that old man must have taught her that word. Yeah, but how would that old man know about the DL6 incident? Well, what if the old man was connected? Nick? I getcha. Sounds like you need a bit more information. There is a station's records room. I'll give you special permission to go find what you need. Move to the records room.
About 50. That's the guy who killed his dad.
What?
That could be the guy who killed his dad.
Now, the sad thing, you know what the depressing part about you saying that is? Ian knows what the fuck is going on because he's played this. He knows everything.
I bet he's the guy that killed the other one too.
Yeah. Ian Liz thinks that the old man killed him.
Okay.
See? See, Ian knows these things. He's not as stupid as the people we're actually, you know, taking to court. He knows not to tell us anything. So, the case summary. First, right. Summary. Found it. Here you go. December 28, 2001. That's exactly 15 years ago from the day tomorrow. So in 2 days, the case is closed. The incident that took place in the elevator in the district courthouse. Wait, this is saying district courthouse where we're holding the trial now? Looks like it. There was a large earthquake at 2 p.m. that day. Part of the court building collapsed and all of the lights went out. Wow, that was some earthquake. At the time, 3 people were trapped in the elevator. It took 5 hours for them to be rescued. 5 hours? That would be scary like that in the dark. There was a lack of oxygen in the elevator and the survivors were unconscious. Survivors, one of the 3 in the elevator had been shot in the heart. That was Mr. Edgeworth's father, wasn't it? He said that his father was shot before his very eyes, so Miles was one of the other passengers in that elevator. Gregory Edgeworth, defense attorney. If he was still alive, he'd be 50. He had lost that day's case in court and gone with his elevator with his son Miles. Miles Edgeworth, of course. So he was in the elevator? Yes. For the angle of the bullet and other evidence, it could not have been a suicide. The murder weapon, the pistol, was found in the elevator. The pistol had been fired 2 times. Where have I heard that before? Sounds just like the current case. It is oddly suspicious. That would be the guy my mom got arrested. And this is... The man arrested was Yanni Yogi. He was a clerk in the court, apparently. So it must have been a third person. Well, he had to have done it. But He was found innocent thanks to his defence lawyer, Robert Hammond. Right. The suspect, Mr. Yogi, was oxygen deprived, so much so he had brain damage. He lost all his memory of being in the elevator. After he was declared innocent, he disappeared. Where could Yogi have gone to? He may be closer than we think. It's the old man. Clearly. So he's not demented, he's just brain damaged. Nick, are we going to take the whole file? Right. Right, to trial. Day 3 trial. Let's finish this up and then... Okay. Day 3. Court is now in session, the trial of Mr. Miles Edgeworth. The defence is ready, Your Honour. Very well, apparently the prosecution is also ready. Who is the judge here? Mr. Von Karma, your opening statement. Very well, no opening statement. Not so fast, Judge! I was taking a meaningful pause before speaking. Right, of course. A prediction. Today's trial will end in 3 minutes from now. Order, order. Mr. Von Karma, what is the meaning of your statement? Bah! Must you question everything? It will be over in 3 minutes. We have no time to waste. I call my witness now. Right. Call my witness, my decisive witness, to the stand. What's that mysterious boat ship owner? Witness, state your profession. I am a proprietor at a restaurant, the Wet Noodle at Gourd Lake. And I also rent boats. The night of the incident, you were on the boat rental shop, correct? I hope I was. Please testify! Wait a second, we still haven't heard who this old guy is. Raise an objection. Wait a minute, the witness hasn't stated his name. Hold on, that kicked me out of the party again. Sorry, kicks me out again. The witness hasn't stated his name yet. Because I didn't ask him, Mr. Wright. Bah! I have predicted this trial will end in 3 minutes. Stop asking trivial questions and cooperate. Yeah, right. The witness will state his name. Well, I'm not really sure, Rip. What do you mean? My memory. Your Honour, the witness does not remember anything beyond the last several years. Ergo, he cannot remember his own name. Oh, it's kicked me out again. Fucking hell. He cannot recall his own name. Huh? He can't recall, you say? Yes, but the incident in question took place 3 days ago. He can testify. Very well. Let's hear his testimony, shall we, witness? I was rusting my windows. I heard a bang go up. When I looked out the window, I saw a boat. Then I heard another bang. Just about 10. Then the boat comes back to shore and a man walks by my window. Very well, that brings across our examination. There is nothing to question. My witness's testimony. Oh, buddy. Okay, let's try to... There you go. No need for a cross-examination. It says there, only 10 seconds left before our 3 minutes are up. Judge your verdict now. Yes, Mr. Wright. Cross-exam. Very well, you may begin. Excuse me, Von Karma? Oh, for God's sake, stop kicking me out. Excuse me, Von Karma? 3 minutes has just passed. I see. Well, let's just take our time. You may cross-examine the witness. By your window? Up by my window, right by the window, by my little shack. And could you see the man's face? Well, the fog was pretty damn thick, but he was right there in front of me. I saw him. That is a rather important detail. Please add it into your testimony. Are you sure? Uh-oh. Dad? Dead certain, Keith. He said, I can't believe he's dead. He was walking by, too. Witness, are you sure the person you saw was Miles Edgeworth? It was him, that Edgeworth boy. This sounds like decisive evidence. I see no room for doubt. God keeps... I swear to God. Von Karma, he lured me into a cross-examination to set me up for a fail. Tisk, tisk. Nick, I don't like the way things are going. Everyone in the courtroom is glaring at us. I better act quick. Raise an objection. Your Honour, we proved in yesterday's trial that it could not have been Edgeworth who fired the gun. Mr. Wright, are you referring to the fingerprints of Mr. Wright hand? He could have wiped his prints when he fired. You're ignoring the truth is the matter here. Everything in this witness testimony is true. The judge is lost in thought. What should I do? Raise an objection again. But his word is all we have. If he was telling a lie. Mr. Wright, in a court of law, the evidence tells all. Apparently, you have yet to realize even this basic fact. If you say his testimony is a lie, show us proof. Nick, do we have evidence? It's nothing. To be honest, I don't know what to do anymore. 3 minutes was perhaps too high an expectation. However, 15 isn't bad. This must be a new record. The witness may leave the stand. This court is known as...
Stop it!
Make a fist. Make a fist. Guilty? Well, that's not good. The accused will surrender to the court immediately and be held a proceeding trial in a higher court within a month. That is all. This court is adjourned. Wait! Who is that just now? Me? Huh? Larry! Who? What are you doing here? Listen, y'all gotta listen to me.
You gotta listen to me. I was there in the park at the night of the murder. I I wasn't sure about it till just yesterday, but today I remembered it.
Remembered what?
The gunshot! I heard it too!
We've given him Archie Bunker's voice.
Don't know who that is.
Best to leave it that way. Order. What is the meaning of this? The verdict has been decided. I call for an adjournment. One moment, Mr. Von Karma. So you say you heard a gunshot?
I did. A gunshot that night. I was sitting there in the audience listening to the testimony. Then I realized something he said was different from what I remember. Anyhow, I can't sit there and let you call Edgy a murderer. It's just not right. I'll testify. Let me testify.
He doesn't want to end up like Jughead. Order. Well, this is the first time something like this has happened in my court. Not quite sure how to proceed. Judge, you're already giving your decision. The trial is over. Nick, this is it. Larry's given us one final chance. If only it wasn't Larry, he could make things worse. Mr. Edgeworth has just been declared guilty. It doesn't get any worse. You're right. Okay. Your Honour, if there are other witnesses, it's our duty to hear them speak. Right here, right now. A waste of time! The verdict cannot be overturned. Allow me to speak my opinion. In all court proceedings, it is our duty to prevent an inaccurate verdict. In order to make sure no mistake is made, every witness should be heard. What is this? Sorry, I should have said, was ist das? Was ist das? Mr. Von Karma, I order you to call this new witness to testify. Now. What? The court will adjourn for 5 minutes recess. After that, we will hear this new witness. Ooh, that was too close. Sorry to keep you all on the edge of your seat like that, Edgeworth. I've seen worse. Yeah, right, Edgeworth, you're sweating bullets. I just wonder what Larry had plans to say. Larry was at the lake? Yes. He said he was out looking for the steel samurai balloon that fell into the lake, and he found that balloon in the air tank. Yeah. Hey, Edgeworth.
Huh? Did you say something, Wright?
Yeah, a lot of things. You seem out of it. What's wrong?
It's nothing.
Mr. Edgeworth, there's something I've been meaning to ask you. What's that? Why are your fingerprints on the murder weapon? Oh.
When he fell into the lake, I went into a daze. I couldn't understand what was happening. I couldn't think straight. And I saw the pistol. I picked it up without thinking. I didn't have a reason, really.
I see. Right, yeah, this might be our chance. Our chance? Von Karma has only ever run perfect trials. Perfectly prepared witnesses, perfectly complete evidence. That's the secret to his success. This is the first time he's ever had to deal with something unexpected. He has to let someone he hasn't talked to testify before the court. That someone is Larry. What are you getting at? It's likely his testimony will be full of holes, right? That's right. No 10-minute trial this time. We'll milk this one for all it's worth. Hey, it was 15 minutes. 15! Court is back in session. Witness, please testify to the court. The night, December 24th.
Right, leave it to me.
Please, Larry, don't mess this one up. I hate to admit it, but you're our last chance. Von Karma didn't even have time to prep his witness. I just hope Edgeworth is right about this being a big break.
That night I was out on a boat on the lake. I was looking for something, and I have found it. I quietly slipped the boat back to the rental dock shop. Then, when I was thinking about going home, I heard this bang. I looked over the lake, but I didn't see a boat. After I heard that single gunshot, I went home.
But there were 2 shots. That was an unusually vague testimony, even for this court. In any case, Mr. Wright, you may begin. Yes, Your Honour. What's wrong, Nick? It's Larry. I have no idea what he's going to say if I press him. I'm a little scared. Well, I've come this far. There's no way to go but forward. Ah, like, I was looking for something and I found it. I produce it. Then... Wait a second, Larry.
What?
You only heard one bang? You're sure?
That's what I heard said.
Well, Miss Lotta testified yesterday and said she heard 2 bangs. And the old man now said the same thing. They both heard 2 gunshots.
Hmm?
Were you even listening? Were you paying attention to it all, what they said?
Yo, Nick, please.
Huh?
You know something's been bothering me. I'm a witness. I'm like a customer here, so you gotta treat me nice and stuff.
Mr. Butts, what? You only heard 1 gunshot, are you sure?
Well, to tell you the truth, I'm not sure.
Not sure? How can you not be sure?
Yeah, well, I might have missed the other gunshot. I was listening to something else.
Something else?
My radio, dude, with my headphones.
What? Mr. Butts, you listen to the
Is
radio.
that a crime? I listen to my radio. Everyone listens to the radio. What's the big deal?
Mr. Von Karma, your opinion? Waste of time. I do not accept this witness nor his shoddy testimony. Well, Mr. Wright, should we continue? Okay, please. Nothing more pitiful than a lawyer does not know when he's lost. Well then, Mr. Butts, give your testimony. Make sure to include duties about the radio. I wouldn't if it's funny.
It's lonely being alone on Christmas Eve. That's why I was listening to an old request radio show. I was listening to it loud, booming, but I'm sure I heard the gunshot. I even remember what the DJ was saying when I heard it too.
You listen to your radio at high volume.
Yeah? Can a man listen to his radio in peace?
I truly believe Larry has no idea what the problem is here. Judge, can you believe our words this witness says? What he's heard was probably no more than a drum beat from the radio. True enough, it's difficult to believe his testimony. Wait, Your Honour. The witness said he remembers exactly what the DJ said. So DJ? The announcer, the guy who says things on the radio. Anyway, what this means is that he heard no sound, no music was playing. The DJ only talks between songs, so he could have heard the gunshot. I'd like to cross-examine the witness. Very well. Can't believe I'm continuing this. What did he say? Mr. Wright, please cease these pointless questions. What possible would we know what a radio DJ could say to us? Indeed, Mr. Von Karma has a point. We should care. Why? Very well. Mr. Butt, please testify. What did he say? Present the lake photo. You can still join. No, right. Huh?
What's with that face? You look scary, dude.
You're trying to scare me?
You better know I don't scare that easy.
Something the matter, Miss Wright? Your Honour, did you hear what the witness said? Did you hear it's almost Christmas? And he heard the gunshot, indeed. Almost Christmas means it wasn't Christmas, you know what it means? When he heard the gunshot, it was still Christmas Eve. That would seem to be the case. But he shouldn't have heard the gun. He should have heard the gunshots after midnight. 50 minutes after midnight on Christmas Day. This is a clear contradiction, Your Honour. The answer is simple, as the current witness is clearly mistaken. Look at him, suspicious.
What?
Well, Mr. Wright, what do you think? Larry's right. Larry's not mistaken. He heard the gunshot before midnight. Intriguing. I'm assuming you have evidence for this wild claim? Look at this photograph. This was taken by a witness yesterday, Lotta Hart, on an automatic camera. The timestamp is December 24th, 11:50 p.m. Oh? But there's nothing on the lake, Your Honour. The real issue is not why there's nothing on this photograph. It's why this photograph exists at all. Your Honour, this photograph was taken by an automatic camera. That camera is set off to go in response to loud noises. Correct, there was a loud noise on the lake. That's why this photo was taken. In other words, when Larry heard the gunshot, it was definitely still Christmas Eve. Then where does that leave us? Miss Hart testified that she heard gunshots after midnight. Are you claiming she was mistaken? Not at all. The fact that the camera had been also triggered at 15 minutes after midnight. Your Honour, that night there were 2 sets of gunshots with a 25-minute pause between them. Finally that comes up. Why would this be? Don't be fooled, Judge. That camera set off to go to loud noises. Yes? There is no proof that the loud noise at 11:50 was a gunshot. Why, the witness could have sneezed, triggering the camera.
Hey, my nose was clear that night. Clear!
Well, Mr. Wright, there's no turning back. Can you prove? Please show me. Pardon me. Both the witnesses testified they heard 2 gunshots. However, the murder weapon was fired 3 times. When, then, was the last shot fired? Only now I've realised the truth. That 3rd shot was the shot that Larry heard just before midnight. That would make sense if the evidence we've seen so far. However, this is wondering what exactly happened. Exactly! If this were true, then there'd be 2 sets of gunshots separated by 25 minutes. One at 11:50 and on 15 minutes after midnight. Why, I ask you? Why? Uh-oh, better think something quick. Wait a second. Gunshots separated. What is wrong, Nick? I have it. Remember the case with Steel Samurai? The murderer in this case had the same idea that the case... What do you mean? Mayor? Yes? If we don't figure this out now, we'll never overturn him. I've got a hunch and I'm going to run with it. Right, I mean, is this safe? Safe, we've already gotten a guilty verdict with nothing to lose. What's your name? Your Honour? Yes, Mr. Wright, a testimony will now clear this entire case. What do you mean? Hello, Ollie.
Hey.
So you finally realise the truth. There can be no other murderer here than Miles Edgeworth himself. Wrong, Miss Van Kammer. A man who shot that night wasn't Edgeworth who did the shooting. Listen, rookie. Take a deep breath and consider the facts. At the time of the murder, one boat was on the lake. It was shown on the witness photograph. The defendant, Edgeworth, and the victim, Robert Hammond, were on the boat. There is a gunshot fired on the boat, and Robert Hammond fell in the lake. The distance of the shooting is 1 meter. It couldn't have been suicide. Well, what do you mean by that? We have photographic evidence of the time of the shooting. The timestamp on the photo is 20 minutes past midnight, but Larry heard a gunshot 25 minutes before that. Robert Hammond was killed then, 25 minutes before the shot on the lake. Mr. Wright, are you quite mad? Explain who those two men are. Edgeworth and the murderer. Of course, it was Edgeworth and the murderer. After the murderer killed Robert Hammond, he assumed the guise of Mr. Hammond and met Edgeworth. What? Are you serious? Yes, Edgeworth won't tell us why he went to the lake that night. However, I have a hunch. That night, Robert Hammond couldn't to the lake. Now, Edgeworth didn't know Robert Hammond's face that well. That's why he didn't suspect anything when the murderer took Robert Hammond's place. I'm not sure what to make of all this. Ludicrous! Mr. Wright, tell us the name of the murderer then. The murderer's name? Right, well, it's... I don't know. Actually, I don't know the murderer's name. Bah, again. I don't know because he never told us. The murderer is the caretaker of the boat shop, the old man. Hey Liz, you got one. At 11:50, he was the one who killed Robert Hammond. The caretaker of the boat shop? Where did he do this? There aren't any boats on the lake then. Why would he have to go all the way out on the boat lake just to shoot someone? May I suggest the real scene of this crime is not on a boat? Well then, when did the murder take place? The boat shop, where he lives. That way he could meet with the victim without anyone seeing. Do you have proof that the boat crop was the scene of the crime? Recall Larry's testimony. That night he was on the lake of the boat searching for something. He finds it and returns to the boat. Then he's staring down his head home. He hears a gunshot. He heard the gunshot, Your Honour, even though he was wearing headphones. In other words, the gunshot had to be very close by, and where would that be if he just returned on a boat? A boat shop. Mr. Wright, what happened that night? Please tell the court from the beginning. Yes, Your Honour. Nick, are you sure? That night, the caretaker in the boat shop called Robert Hammond to his shop. That was around 11:50, and when he fired, the gunshot he fired at Larry was fired. After that, the caretaker put Robert Hammond's coat. He became Robert Hammond. Then he got on the boat with Edgeworth and went onto the boat. No. Then who fired the pistol? The boat shop caretaker. Of course it was the murderer who shot the pistol. He shot twice. Both missed Edgeworth on purpose. Yes, why would he shoot twice if he didn't mean to hit anyone? No, is this right? The moment you run out of explanations is the moment you lose. Tell us why the murderer had to fire twice. To create a witness. Create a witness? The murderer lifts his pistol and fires one shot. That ensures that anyone who heard the shots could look at the lake. Indeed, Miss Hart did exactly that after hearing the first gunshot. Next, the murderer waits a bit and fires again. Then, the murderer jumps off the boat himself, leaving the pistol and the boat behind him. I see. To someone looking from the edge of the lake, it would appear that there were two men on the boat and shot the other. The murderer didn't know about the automatic camera, of course. That's why he shot twice, to draw attention. Once you realise this, everything else falls into place. The boat shop caretaker ran back to his boat and he put on Mr. Hammond's wet coat, threw the body into the lake. This is what happened. These are the events that transpired from the lake. Bailiff, bring out the witness from before. The boat shop caretaker, quickly. Okay, we'd like to ask the defendant, Mura and Edgeworth, a few. Mr. Edgeworth, you heard what the defence has said? Yes. Well, Why did you go on the lake that night?
What Wright has said is mostly correct. Astonishingly so, actually. Yes. Several days ago I received a letter. The letter was signed to Robert Hammond. He asked me to come to the boat shop on the lake at midnight on Christmas Eve. He said he had something very important to discuss with me. Something important? I'm sorry, I cannot say what it was. Your Honour, sir. Bailiff? We are conducting a trial here. I ask you to remain quiet. The witness has disappeared. He isn't at the boat shop either. What? What should I do? Find him quickly. We cannot allow him to get away.
Oh, lordy, we just found... Mr. Von Karma, your witness has disappeared.
A search warrant has already been issued.
It goes without saying that I can't declare a verdict under these circumstances. I'll extend the trial until tomorrow. I request that the police department utilise all its forces to find the witness. One more thing. Just who is the shopkeeping? I think his identity has become important. I want him, and I want to know who he is. Very well, court is adjourned. Yay, Nick, you did it. Yeah, at least we got out from under that guilty verdict. What about Larry? Even Von Kamm didn't know what to do with his testimony. Larry really helped us out. Sure, once I switched through his unique testimony. Still, he did save us. I just wish our cases weren't so down the wire all the time. I, know what you mean. Sometimes I feel like it's us on trial instead of our clients. Hey, Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth?
Did you say something?
Don't look so pained. I mean, it looks like you're probably going to get off the hook. You could try to smile at least a little.
I'm sorry, but I fear it's not over for me yet. What do you mean? Right? There's something that's been troubling me for a long time now, and I don't know whether or not to tell you.
Edgeworth, no.
There's so little time left. I want to tell you, to let it off my chest, but...
You're gay. We get it.
Can't make up my mind.
What is it about, Edgeworth?
It's a nightmare I've had. A memory of a crime that I committed. A crime you committed. A memory of a murder.
The bullet ricocheted from the glass.
It might be to do with his dad, because I'm pretty sure that that old man is the guy who killed his dad and also killed him.
It could be that he tried to shoot the glass and it ricocheted into his dad.
Probably.
So it wasn't necessarily that he killed them on purpose.
Well, it's been past 3 hours, so I am going to call it here.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us, and Ian, thank you for not giving away anything. That guy who joined us earlier was so willing to give away so much I had to look away from the chat.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't seem like a bad guy, but he was giving way too much. So, thank you all for joining us. And, Ian, where can the internet find you and the wonderful things you do?
Well, you can find me at Within the Grey Walls, and where I'll be doing some Spider-Man DLC.
Alright then. And... you'll find me here doing this again soon. This is longer than I usually go. And Ollie, if you're there, well, you can find Ollie on Ollie Games, where he does a lot of things, usually podcasts and things. And we will try and continue this case. Well, probably tomorrow. Right. Well, I shall see you all later, and till then, goodbye, peeps.
Bye.